Hey guys, how we doing today? Um, you all know me. I'm Farid World Builder. I'm just going to give you guys a little introduction. I am not actually in this game. This is a game run on the Discord here by my good friend Erlon Sishu. He is an old DM of mine, known him for a couple of years, and just a generally great guy. And he's going to be running the Incarnate engine here. The Last of the Lacers is the name of his game. It's kind of the last airbender, but I'll let him give you a little bit more. He does have a little bit of a robotic voice at the moment. It's going to kind of be what it is for right now. It's going to add to his DMing element, actually. He's found a way to add it in. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to let him get to you guys and the players. That's the last of you'll hear from me from this. But I hope everybody that's here enjoys. Give these guys some great support, some great love, and I hope you all have fun. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Farid. So I am Erlon Seishu, and I, again, apologize for the audio quality here. I'm having some issues with that, which I hope to have rectified by next session. So what we're doing here is a game called Incarnate Last of the Lacers. This module is available on the DM's Guild and I'm going to find that name and I will post it on my Be Right Back screen later. You can see the little logo for it there playing in my overlay. And this is it's built in the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons, so it should be a fairly familiar game engine for everyone. And I have 5 players who are all playing Lacers, which are people who have currently moderate amounts of control over the 5 elements. And this module was built for 4. I'm doing 5, so we have, let's start at the top. We have Aspen. Tell us a little bit about your character and what element you control.
Hi, I'm Aspen. I come from the vast swamp, and I'm known to be somewhat the only wood lacer within the vast swamp. I travel around and just help where I can, stopping by village to village.
Okay, Oki.
Hello, I'm Oki. I'm from the Polar Clan. I've spent pretty much my whole life there, never really wandered out, so I've not really got much knowledge of the outer world. I'm a pretty noble person, and that's really as far as I'm willing to say.
Okay. Is it Riel?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Right, I'm character's Riel. I'm an airbender. I'm actually from the Vast Swamp as well.
Lacer.
Sorry. Oh my God. I'm gonna do that a few times.
We don't want any
I
copyright
told
stuff
myself
here.
I wouldn't do it, and I told myself. Sorry, I'm an air lacer, and I am a mushroom merchant. Yeah.
Okay, Song.
Hello there, I am Song. I am an Earthkin Desert Dweller rogue, although I prefer an Earthkin in wealth management and redistribution. And while I can't Earthlace yet, I can throw rocks at people.
Excellent. And finally, Azkara.
I'm Azkara, and I can't control anything. I can't. Fires come out of me, and I didn't want it to. And I'm a barbarian from a really small town, and this is my first time being outside of it.
Okay. And does anyone want to kind of give us a rundown of how you came to be here in this this inn in the city of Taitong called Rosalie's Tale?
I suppose okay. I'll go first. I'll give a quick. The only reason I'm here in Rosaria's Tale Tavern, is because I've spoke with the elders of my clan, and they have requested me to attend here.
Okay.
I I realized I got this letter, but it's so strange that my elders wanted me to leave. I've been like trapped pretty much for 12 years now. So yeah, they told me I could leave and I'm here, but I don't know why.
Okay.
It's not that far from where I came from, right?
No,
I
you
thought we
are
had the
you
shortest
are
journey.
the by far the closest to here from where you started. So essentially, the characters all had a strange encounter. They walked by an inn or tavern in their starting areas, and saw a performance of an obake cat person, essentially, musician. And when they got home, they found a letter with glowing silvery script on it that had apparently already been, signed and sealed by all of the elders of their clans and all of the people who run their towns, and basically said, get you to Taitung and stay at this inn. And, okay, so those who didn't say something before, let's start with Song. What happened when you got to the inn after following those instructions?
So it was a little weird. I was given the silver key, and it's this really fancy looking thing, and you could probably, pawn a little bit of it off, make a little bit of gold off of that. But every time I tried to shave a little bit off the key, it just like my knife would bend or something would happen. And silver's a soft metal, right? But I couldn't get a bit of it off. The people who worked there said that it was magical, and I don't know what kind of black sorcery is going on here, but I'm gonna be very careful going on from now on.
So when I arrived, I took my key and I went upstairs and checked out the room, and I scoped out a little bit. Um, it it seemed really nice. The amenities were nice. It's not like crazy fancy, but I was kind of wondering what the heck this is all about. And of course, like my elders, like was said, my elders, they all signed for me to go. So I was sort of in my room just wondering what the heck was going on. Sort of just thinking to myself.
Okay. Anyone else have anything prior to the start?
Other than arriving late, receiving what the inn has given me, and then making my way to my room to drink some root tea.
Okay. So who is in their room right now? Not in the main room of the tavern or anywhere else, but in their rooms.
I would be in my
I
room.
am.
Okay. So the two of you hear a little jingling, like a little silver bell, in your room, and somehow you just know that means that the meeting is about to start, and you need to go down to the tavern.
All right.
Those of you who are in the tavern, is that the rest of you, or is someone not in there?
I'm not even in the tavern. I went out into the town. I'm making my way back, but I can arrive
Okay.
now, but
So,
yeah.
as you're out in the town, you feel this kind of like rhythmic buzzing from your coin purse, and you realize that it is the silver key. It's almost like vibrating in this rhythm. And when you pull it out, you just get this undeniable feeling that you need to go back because your meeting's about to start.
Yeah, I was already heading back, but I probably pick up the pace a little bit and try to get there a bit faster.
Okay. So as you get there, those of you who were already in the tavern, you are presumably at a table that's large enough to accommodate all five of you.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
All right. So as everybody walks in, the music quiets down a little bit, and there's the sound of a gong.
So I would say I haven't interacted with like the group yet. So as soon as I, get in and I see that this meeting is starting, I'll join them, and you'll see me kind of trying to get my really long legs under this table. Probably have to, push someone aside a little bit and sit down and nod at everyone. But I look very confused and apprehensive about the whole thing.
Mm.
Okay. So as everyone kind of takes their places at the table, you notice in the table itself there are keyholes by some of the chairs. And they kind of start to, as the gong sounds, they kind of start to glow a little bit with the silvery light, similar to what the ink on your letters looked like. And as
Looks
they
at
do
the
that,
key, looks at the keyhole.
as they
Tilt
do
head.
that, you see the same Obake woman walk into the tavern through the main door. She's got a couple people with her, like carrying packages, and somebody's carrying like a bunch of paperwork and things like that. And she seems to be kind of like in a very soft voice, like just firing off orders to them left and right. As she walks in, she looks over to your table and she sees you all there. And she kind of like looks over at the bartender and just kind of nods her head in your direction and gives you, like, holds up one finger like, I'll be right with you, and then whisks off into a back room real quick with the two people following her and carrying all of her things. The innkeeper comes over with a round of whatever you had been ordering before. Like, it's not just, the standard ale of the house. It is the drink that you probably prefer, and sets it in front of you.
Tasty.
Love me some rum.
So what does everybody get? We'll go in combat tracker order. So Aspen, what's in your cup?
Ooh, I never spent time thinking about that. Give me a second.
Oki?
I'd say all that's in mine is some rum and ice. Ice
Okay.
from the polar region.
Ooh.
And you can tell, right? You know this is ice from the polar region. You have no idea how they got it here, but that's what it is.
Exactly.
Riel.
Probably some ale, I think. Yeah. Just like a really nice ale.
Okay, and it's got that real like earthy flavor, like it reminds you of all the things that you like about the swamp.
Yeah.
Song?
the basically the priciest glass of water the desert has to offer.
So like there's no sand in it at all.
None.
It's clear. You
super
can
weird.
see the bottom of the cup.
Oh yeah. Nothing
Crazy.
gets stuck in your teeth.
There's no camel spit in it. Nothing.
Oh yeah.
Ascara.
I would say it's it almost looks like a tiny perfume bottle or something. Like it's in a tiny bottle, like a very liquid. And when she drinks that, almost like what is it called? Like a digestif or something you drink like after a meal. It's only like a small bit, but it's very like strong and astringent.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Aspen, any
But
thoughts?
it's just like a tiny that like you could call it like file.
Absolutely.
That kind of. Yeah.
I think Aspen would probably just go with a strong rum.
Okay. So as you guys all get a chance to, have a sip of your drink and admire the fact that this is exactly what you wanted, even if you didn't really know what you wanted before it was brought to you, the woman comes back out, and she has a seat at your table. And as she does this, curtains drop down from the ceiling, like just silk curtains. They're very nicely, like, kind of embroidered with what on a meta level your players would notice as like the kind of decorations that you'd see on like a paper screen kind of thing from Eastern cultures. And she takes out a golden key and inserts it into a slot in front of her and turns the key 90 degrees. and then she looks around at all of you.
Do you think we should do the same as her?
Well, there's only one way to find out. And I pull out my key, and I do the same thing.
Okay,
Yep,
as you
does the
twist it,
exact same.
Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah, I would have, once I saw her, I would have had my key and probably my letter as well. Like I would have taken them both out just in case I needed both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I put the key in as well.
Song, same deal.
Yep. I don't know why we're not turning keys in locks right now.
Okay, so as you all turn the keys into the table itself has some kind of like invisible pulse kind of comes out from it, and it ruffles the curtains around the table a little bit, and then there's almost like this kind of shimmery effect on the curtains themselves, and you notice that the ambient noises of the tavern completely die out until the only thing that you can hear is each other and this woman. And she says, "Welcome, adventurers. Thank you for responding to my request. I'm Rosalie. I'm the owner of this inn, and you're all going to help me tell a story. And in doing so, hopefully prevent tragedy from befalling our land."
Kind of
That's
give her
a
a quizzical look.
Yeah, that's a tall order. What are you talking about?
Well, all of you are here for different reasons, but also the same reason. The reason why you chose to accept my invitation is personal to you, and I'll let that be something that you talk about amongst yourselves later if necessary. The reason that you're all here, that I wanted you all here, is because I believe that only the 5 of you working together can find the Incarnate before the opposition has a chance to take advantage of the current situation.
Hmm.
This sounds kind of dangerous.
Well, it's no more dangerous than staying where you were and having no one do anything about this.
And you think that we're the people to solve this problem?
Absolutely. In fact, I believe there's no one else who could solve this problem.
Oh,
Huh.
okay, I'll say that he will do whatever is needed of him and has been requested by his clan leaders.
She nods to you.
Ascara has probably been looking at the ground this whole time, not looking this woman in her eyes, but at this moment she does and takes out her, that letter that she kind of was gripping onto the whole time, anyways, puts it in front of the woman and says, I understand how you got me to be here, but these people, how did you get them to let me be here?
Well, very much the same way. And she kind of waves her hand around the table, and all of the letters that you guys got kind of show up in front of you on the table.
Dark
Oh, how
sorcery.
did that get there?
So, she says the first step of your journey has to be gathering information. We must find the Incarnate, the one who embodies all of the lacing paths. There is a darkness coming from the southwest, and without someone to be a mediator between those factions and our land, it's likely that it would plunge our entire region into instability. She's being very vague about this on purpose. Like, you can tell there's a lot that she knows that she
Yeah.
isn't saying. I'm gonna give that to you for free without an insight check. But
yeah, Song has this dubious look on her face. Like, I can trust her about as far as I can throw her.
right, but also A, she's very powerful, and B, you get the sense, like, just you kind of get on a gut level that she's being sincere and trying to give you information as much as she can. What questions would you ask of me in our time together before you leave on the first step of your journey?
Do you know the Incarnate's name?
I do not. When the former incarnate passed, the ceremony was conducted as it always is, and no one was found to be the incarnate. So the only thing that we can do is search out this new incarnate. They most likely, because of the way these things work, and you guys all kind of know this just from the history of the world, when the previous incarnate passes, normally there has already been like found the next incarnate as a child, and they've been able to train them for a few years and stuff on like how to use their powers, but they were never able to find the child in this generation. So it is likely that someone is walking around out there who is the incarnate and doesn't know it.
Do we know what cycle they were born into?
You do not. This this setting doesn't work the same way as that show you might be referencing. They could have been born into they could have been born into any of the clans.
Right. Do we have an estimate on their age?
Given the age of the former incarnate, they are probably in their early 20s.
Same age as me.
And just for clarification, you are aware I sell mushrooms, right?
I am aware of your current crap. I should have written this down. She is aware of what you do right now, but she feels that A, you're the best person for this task, and B, you are performing this will enable you to either be much more successful at what you're doing now, or choose something that you might find a better fit for you later. And that goes for all of you.
All right then.
No known location. We have an age of 20, and we've now got to search the whole world for someone that we don't even have a description of.
Well, they're definitely in the Karatur region, which is kind of like saying they're in real-world Asia somewhere, but, you know.
Oh boy.
Not going to be easy.
I mean, I
so
wasn't doing anything better with my time.
the last point of guidance that she can give you is that there is a monastery in the realm of Tabut, which is said to have an oracle. And this oracle will give anyone who can make it to them, will allow them to share in a vision just one time in their life. And none of you have visited this oracle previous. So all of you are able to receive a vision from this oracle.
So why didn't you just summon her here?
Because the oracle cannot leave her monastery. It's like part of the whole thing. Like, you only get the vision if you make it to the oracle's physical location.
That's a good question to ask, though. What do you mean can make it? What's in the way between us and her?
There are trials. Every person who seeks the oracle has to undergo a trial, but the trials allow for teamwork. And that's the big secret that Rosalie knows that most other people don't realize, is that no one ever said you had to do the trial alone.
Teamwork, huh? Okay.
I can do
So, the Oracle is located in the Uchan Gompa Monastery in Tabut. And so that would be a way to get you, your visions. The other piece of information: who has the best history skill out of the party?
Not me.
that. Not me. I've got
Not
plus
me.
one. I got plus
I
one.
don't know if I do.
Does anyone have a good history skill? Let's see.
Please
Is there a
tell
way
me.
to see that? Yeah, because
Does everybody remember how to look at what your history skill is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is
Mine
the
is
determinate stat for history?
Int.
Int.
intellect.
So that's intelligent or intellect or intelligence. So if you go to the party sheet on the main tab, you should be able to see everybody's modifiers there, right?
Why is int the dump stat for 3 of us? Oh no.
Uh-huh. I can.
Well, whoever has that +1 can use it now.
Yeah, that's only
so
me. I
there
wasn't
you go. So
expecting you to
either
have
me-
it.
Oki,
me and
either
Oki
Oki
are
or
the-
Riel.
If you have a positive number, you're good.
Either Oki or Riel. And
What do you want
actually,
to do?
so actually, one of you can help the other if you would like to. So who wants to do the roll and who wants to help with the roll?
I can do the roll.
Okay.
I guess I'll be helping.
So Oki, you're gonna help. So Oki, go to your actions tab on your character sheet and apply the help action to Riel.
Is that like that?
So you're gonna go to the actions tab on your character sheet and you'll see help there. Click the little magnifying glass to drop it down, and then you'll see effect, help, adv check, all like that, and
Alright,
grab
and then I
that,
drag that over.
drag it, and drop it onto Riel. There you go. And now Riel, you're gonna go to your skills tab and you're gonna roll history by dragging. See where it says +1 and there's a little like silhouette of a d20. Grab
Yeah.
that and drop it into the chat box.
Okay.
And you see it rolled twice
Oh,
because you
no.
had that advantage.
Yeah.
So you got a 9, which it would have been a 5. So that's, it's not nothing. The point of this wasn't to actually have you do the thing. It was to show you guys how to work together as a party. So Riel, because this is fairly common knowledge. It's just none of you are incredibly book smart. We'll go with that.
I'm an
You'll
orphan.
think
What's your
we're
excuse?
Song, you've seen books, but mostly only cared about whether or not you could steal them.
I've stolen books. Thank you. I just don't read them.
This is the first time ever hearing of an oracle. I think I need to go and ask around once we're done.
So I'm sorry. So Riel, you know that the last place that the Incarnate was seen was in Pingchao City in Wangguo Province. And that's one of the places that they have like a large library and things like that. So you know that that might be a good place to find information on the last Incarnate.
Okay. Okay. Is it in Chao City?
And you give that information to the rest of your group, and Rosalie just
Yeah.
kind of gives you a nod to acknowledge that what you're saying is correct. So Pingchao City is close, but you, as Oki said, don't have a ton of information to go on right now. So you guys kind of have a choice as a party at this point. You can directly travel to the monastery, like there'll be some travel, and we're gonna actually play that out. Or you can go to Pingchao City, which there'll be a lot less of the actual travel stuff, but then you'll have to do exploration and investigation and that kind of thing.
Just to be clear, when Rosalie was talking to us, when she mentioned the trials, did she mention that thing of like it's better that we face it all together, do this stuff as like a
She
team?
did, yeah. Everything that I told you about that was coming from her. So basically, she kind of like, you know, as she was talking about, there's the trials, and every person who wants a vision has to go through the trial, and she kind of leaned in close to all of you and was like, but nobody ever said you had to do it alone.
Okay, so as Kara, this whole time, she looked at Rosalie briefly, but she's pretty much been kind of like had her forearms on the table and her head is down a little bit, looking around, not been resting on anything, but she straightens up and looks at the group and says, "We shouldn't leave yet. If we can only do this together, then we need to know who we're doing it with. And I don't know any of y'all."
I can respect that.
Do I get that thing of like my authority voice? Can I authority them?
You know what? Roll persuasion in the tower.
Oh,
Okay, so how do I do that?
So go to
Do I
go to your character sheet, go to the
accent?
skills tab,
Uh-huh.
and then grab the little die next to persuasion in the totals
Uh-huh.
column, and drop that into the dice tower block.
Think I did it. Is that, did I do it?
And you did not.
Oh. Persuasion, this? The little icon thing?
Not the eye, but see where it says total and there's a plus number and then there's a little
Oh.
die icon. Grab that and then drop that into the dice tower.
Got it.
There you go. See how it rolled?
Mm-hmm.
So we have our first critical
Right.
fail, people.
Oh,
None of you
no.
want to listen to this at all.
Wait, I didn't hear failure.
You rolled a 1.
Nice.
So what you have to say is just very poorly received by the party might even
Yeah.
agree with you, but now they just don't want to hear it.
I'm gonna play it off of I just look very like shifty, like this whole time I've just been like shifting in my seat there, and then I speak up, and it probably just seems like it's coming out of pure like anxiety. So they're just like, "What?"
Okay.
Oh.
So as Kara comes across as being like just that she hates and distrusts all of you.
All right.
Yeah, because I did say I don't know
Well.
any of y'all, so
Right.
Song's like,
Such
I didn't
aggression
even
for
do
someone I've
anything
never met
yet.
before.
I guess
All right. So Rosalie though is immune to the effects of this because, plot powers. So she says, if you'd like to get to know each other better, I do have some small tasks that you could perform on behalf of the Rosalie's Tale that might give you a better idea of what you all are capable of. Would you be amenable to running some errands for me?
If we're going to get to know each other better, I think we'll take up on that offer.
Okay, agrees. I believe it would be good for us to get to know each other.
Yeah, sure, why not?
And we're getting paid, right?
Of course, there would be compensation for these things, yes. So I've placed a vote in the chat. You guys will see a circle there. If you click it once, it'll be a check mark. That's yes. If you click it a second time, that'll be an X. That's no. And if you click it a third time, it'll go back to blank, which means you haven't made up your mind yet. Anytime I do a vote in the chat, you'll see these things, and I see all of them. So if everybody agrees, which you all now have agreed to take some jobs, then we move forward with whichever direction you went on that. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Mhm. No
Okay.
persuasion. Who? Everyone's doing what I wanted. Let's see.
All right,
love
so
it.
you're going to take some jobs for Rosalie. So she puts out between like just into the middle of the table, she has 3 more of these, not envelopes, but kind of folded up pieces of parchment, very similar to the letters that you all received. And one of them says, I did not write down what they say on them. One of them, as you pick it up and read through it, is going to be basically finding something and getting a good price on it. So it's going to be a little bit of investigation and a little bit of manipulation, persuasion, that kind of thing. One of them is going to be getting something back from a competitor who stole it from her, so stealing from the thieves. And the last one is going to be people that have, kind of been trying to... People don't like her, right, because she's weird and mysterious and cool. So some of her competitors have been, like, waiting in dark alleys and trying to rough up her staff on their way home. And she's not okay with that. So one of them is going to be, like, kind of a protection gig that might involve some combat.
So we've got some force of muscle, some force of personality, and some finesse.
Yes.
How are we feeling about this, people?
I mean, I'm a god. All I know is how to protect people.
I'm just thinking the exact same. I've protected my clan my whole life. Don't fully believe in unneeded violence.
Well,
Okay.
I think I've been known to be somewhat persuasive, so I think one of those seems a bit more fitting for me.
And
Yeah,
I'm very interested in justice, as you might know. So reacquiring that which has been lost does seem like a good deal, you know. It takes a little bit of work from everyone, you know. Some play in the front, some play in the back, and then others climb in through the window. You know? Just working that out.
So I put some options in the chat there, if each of you could just give me a number.
And it would be nice to, stop the people from intimidating those who work within the staff.
That's right.
Okay, so I... Riel? So we're gonna... You chose to do... You're basically gonna do all 3 of these. We're just talking about which one you're gonna do first. Does that make sense?
Got it. Okay, yeah. So I
I'm
didn't
sorry
know
if I didn't make that clear.
So I don't know. So we're picking which one to do first. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
You
So
just
simple
have to type the
majority says you're
number.
gonna beat up the ruffians first at this point.
No, that's fine.
Okay. So as you get the letter, and as you hold the letter and it kind of passes between you, you kind of grasp the concepts of it. It's almost like the importance and the details of this mission kind of sink into your character's mind a little bit when you hold it up, and you see the script that is written with this silvery metallic kind of script on the letter. Seems to just kind of shimmer a little bit, not glow necessarily, but shimmer. And all of you know that there have been there's been one specific place, and it's kind of a bottleneck in the way the city's laid out, where to get from Rosalie's Tale to the residential area that most of her staff live in, there's this one alley that you kind of cut through that'll save like 20 minutes on your trip. And all of them have been cutting through this alley for years and years, but recently, when they go into the alley, these men in these dark hoods have kind of been just roughing them up a lot and like taking their wages and stuff. And Rosalie, being Rosalie, makes up the wages, but she can't keep doing this forever, just giving away, paying people double or whatever. So she'd like you to accompany her staff home, and you're just going to follow one of her staff members home tonight. But they're going to specifically go through this alley, at least at the beginning, and then they're going to kind of like run away, and you guys are going to deal with the problem. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have probably 2 hours before it's time for this. It's one of the waiters that you're going to go with. You have probably 2 hours before his shift is over, and he'd normally be going home. At that point, it will be well on into dusk, like, you know, past evening time, well on into dusk, not quite dark. And you know in advance that this alley does not have any street lights or anything like that.
Yeah. But it might still be a good idea to scope out the lay of the land. Who wants to go with me on a little scouting expedition?
Oh, I'll go with you.
Sounds good. Need to get to know this city anyway.
Yeah, I'll come with you, but first I'm coming back, and Ascara will just like, are we still in that like closed off area, or has it opened up now? Because remember you said there were like curtains and we're like, you know.
Well, so you guys are still sitting there at the table. You've decided on what you're going to do first. Rosalie kind of brought the staff member into the circle to show you guys who the person was, and they told you that it's all the information that I gave you, that it's a dark alley, that there's no street lights, that kind of thing. And she kind of looks around the table at you and says, "Are there any further questions? Do you have any requirements before you undertake this task?"
Let's see. Got rope, got thieves' tools.
And what Song's doing right now is likely checking her inventory against the party's inventory, which you can find on the party sheet, to make sure that you guys all have what you think you might need.
Okay, how is it you bring up the party sheet, sorry?
It's the data button, the small button on the top right, that looks like two people.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Well, Oki's going to ask if she would prefer one of the ruffians be brought back, find out why.
She already knows why, and she already knows who. And in fact, that person is going to be the subject of option 2 as well. She has a major competitor.
Right, that's good to know.
I've now got this idea involving thugs and breaking into said place using what they were wearing and a disguise kit. So that shenanigans ensue.
Any other questions?
No, I think at this... Well, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. You go? Did someone want to say something?
Oh, I was just saying that Ascara at this point, she's kind of like checked out, and she's just looking at how to like get out of this. Yeah, that Rosalie has put them in.
Okay, I'll probably just ask you like, what times do your workers normally get roughed up?
It's on their way home. The person who's hiring these people knows what their schedules are.
And what are those schedules?
Well, so one of them is the one that you're going to be following. Like, he's going to go home at his normal time. So this is a time that you could expect somebody to be waiting for him.
All right.
The most of the taverns run on a fairly standard like 8-hour shift kind of deal. So you kind of know like when they're going to be done with work.
Okay.
So who else said they were leaving? I can just kind of scope the area around, so I know like which people.
He's going to leave, but he's going to like go around, spend like an hour, just asking a few people questions.
Okay, so who is going to the alley in advance? Because you could expect, since you're so early from when the shifts are normally over, that nobody's there right now.
I would probably go scope out the area.
But
Yeah.
instead of saying I, say your character's name, please.
Yeah, Aspen, sorry.
Okay. Just because it's session 1 and I'm not used to all your voices yet. So,
Okay.
Aspen's going to go scope out the alley. Song, you said you're going to scope out the alley.
Yeah, hopefully get a bird's eye view from the roofs.
Ascaris, you said you were doing something different?
Well, I just wanted to go get my weapons because I had I had gone up to my room earlier and taken off most of my weapons. I still have like some stuff in my boots, but I just wanted to go get all my weapons in my room.
Okay, so at this point, why don't we say that Rosalie says, it sounds like you have a plan. I'm very pleased to hear that you're going to help me out with these minor inconveniences. And she reaches forward and she kind of unlocks her key from the table and takes it and puts it in her pouch and kind of gestures for all of you to do the same.
All right.
Right?
I yank mine out pretty quickly.
Yeah, pull it.
Okay, as you do that, the curtains kind of lose that shimmering rigidness. The sounds of the tavern kind of fade back in, and the curtains themselves are withdrawn up into the ceiling where they were before. I don't know why there's a rooster in this tavern. There just is. Deal with it.
Sounds like home.
What's the rooster's name?
Ramen.
Ramen.
Oh boy, Ramen the rooster.
That don't threaten me with a good time making up names for NPCs. All right, so you guys are all released. You're ready to go. Those of you who are heading out directly, feel free. Those of you who are going to do something else, what are you doing? Ascara, you running up to your room to join them in the alley, or just running up to your room in general?
Yeah. I was running up to her room to get my weapons and come back down, but Ascara's like, she can move pretty fast. So, like, you'll see her, you know, as soon as she rips out the key from the table, she'll get up, and it only takes her like 2 strides to get to the door leading to the rooms. And you could probably even hear her boots stomping. You know, if it's another level upstairs, you can hear her stomping around, things jangling, and she comes back down pretty quickly, just strapped up with a ton of weapons. You know, she has a sword, she has some javelins, and as I said before, she definitely has some stuff in her boots. So yeah, she comes back down jangling with all this stuff, and is like, all right, already.
Okay.
My, that's a lot of weapons.
No, it's, you know, I could have taken more.
Fair enough.
Rio just finishes his drink. He just finishes draining the rest of his ale, and he just looks over to all the weapons, and just kind of gives like a half kind of smirk smile. He just kind of gets up and gets ready to head out.
Ascara will probably like look at him looking at her weapons and like offer him a spare, like, you want one?
I'm all right. I have my own weapon of choice. I don't really know how to use all those.
All
You
right,
seem to know what you're doing.
very much so. And she'll just like sheath it back in place.
Right. Shall we get a move on now?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, you guys go and search the alley. I'm going to go around and ask questions about this oracle and their trials and see if anyone here has maybe heard of it before.
Okay. So it's fairly common knowledge that the Oracle exists, but you're not going to find too many people who have actually visited there. It's very difficult to even get to see them, and then generally those questions are very important and personal to the people who do go there. So it's not going to be a ton of extra information. You will get some info on how to get to the monastery itself.
So we'll do.
Anyone else not going to the alley?
I think everyone else is going to that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so headed to the alley.
speaking of getting to the alley, Can I use my city secrets to get there faster?
Yeah, you can. So all of your party has
Nice.
no trouble finding this specific alley, even though the guy who normally walks it every day of his life is not with you at this point. You just kind of know where it is.
All cities are kind of the same at their very heart, you know?
Well, I haven't
don't know.
visited much cities.
You know what? That's fair. Neither have I. I guess I'm just making assumptions now.
Oh, I visit cities all the time. Come on. Agarikas Bisporus, Lentinula Edores, Auricula Judi. Come on. I do this all the time. No?
I
I'm
love your character.
talking about mushrooms. If you I sell mushrooms. I don't know if I mentioned that.
What kind of mushrooms?
I already know what you're thinking. The edible kind, the kind that the healthy kind.
Although, just
The kind
between
that
you and me,
tastes
if you
good
ever
in
find,
everything.
if
Oh, yeah.
if you ever find any that are a little bit less on the friendly side, I'll happily deal in those. I'm an interested party.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll be sure to let you know. I'm Riel, by the way. From the
Song,
swamp.
good to officially meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Now, let's see if we can start climbing these walls. She'll start looking for like cracks in the walls around the alley, looking for a good place to put her foot or her hand.
Climbing?
Yeah, I'm gonna start climbing the walls for this alley. I want to see if I can get a bird's eye view of this place. It would be good to set up camp and, take pot shots at the enemy. If the DM allows it.
Climbing crap? Yeah, go for it. So you can see the map here that I've posted for you guys. And you guys are walking down. It's a side street that leads into an alley, and the alley is an alley because some of the brickwork, those aren't just rocks. This is like brickwork and rubble and trash and stuff. And Song, you're standing at the mouth of the alley, and it leads north. Is the direction that you would be traveling to find these ruffians. And you can see a staircase there that leads up.
Yeah, so if Song was like looking for a place to climb, Askara would have just like walked past and like steps. Like without saying anything while Song is looking around, she's straight up the steps to get, on that higher level to then get on the rooftop.
Okay. You know what? Let's
Do I drag her?
Yeah, no, let's do this one at a time. So Song, you're looking for something to climb, roll acrobatics.
Not athletics?
Whichever.
I'm just
Are you
messing.
no, it
I'll
doesn't matter.
roll
Are you being
acrobatics.
parkour about it, or are you just straight up climbing a wall?
Just straight up climbing a wall.
Okay, so that's athletics then.
Okay, let's see.
That'll do it.
Nice.
Move yourself 30 feet in any direction you choose.
I guess up.
Okay. So you are like second, third story ish,
Yeah.
and you probably still have 10 feet of movement in a lateral direction.
Okay. Move up this
All
way.
right,
then.
and you can see to the top of the staircase, but you can't really see like what's above that. This is a very tall staircase.
You see anything interesting up there?
Cardio. Lots of cardio.
Oh.
I got a mushroom for that. I'm gonna go ahead and head up. So I just start heading up the stairs.
Okay. So on the map, you guys can actually move your tokens. So Askara, you said you were just walking up the steps as well?
Yeah, well, like sprinting up the steps.
I'll just
Okay.
be keeping a distance behind everyone, making sure Song's okay on the roof.
All right, Aspen in the rear guard. And then Song, back to you.
Okay. Let's see if I can. 5, 10, 15, 20. Trying to keep pace with the front. Doing what little scouting she can. Not loving the fact that she can't see beyond this staircase. And not loving how narrow the alley is, so she moves up ahead.
Okay, so you went, what, 10 feet up and 20 feet forward, basically?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see above the staircase now.
Oh, cool.
And what you can see is that it continues forward, and then there's a side branch.
Turn off to the right, guys.
So, question. With how the stairs go up, right? Does it mean that this pathway at the top that branches towards the right is kind of like at the same level now as the buildings? Or
Yeah, when you get to the top of the stairs, you'll be on a different level than you were at the bottom of the stairs. You're
okay.
almost 3 stories above where you started.
Okay, but what I mean is, am I on like the same plane as the rooftop now? So like, you know,
Oh,
if I were to
so
step
there's
off
no,
of the
there's,
path, am I just
you,
stepping?
let's say no, because there's nothing, like, if you were to look south, there's nothing you can see there beyond what I've shown you. That's why it's just cracked stone,
Okay.
like, there's nothing important there.
Okay. I think probably after, getting to the, top up here and kind of scouting out the area, Ascara will
Okay, so that was 15.
at least
So
she's
each
just like,
each
well, this
each
is
square is
straightforward,
5 feet,
Oh,
and you have a movement speed of what? 30?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so that's
Something like that.
you're at 10 feet now.
Okay.
So you could move more squares if you want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's just gonna kind of continue along like the obvious path to see where it leads.
Okay, that's 20 feet. And moving there, you can see some more down this side passage. Essentially, it's a dead end, but there is a door in the wall on the right.
Mm-hmm. She'll just wait for everyone else to catch up with her.
Ariel shouts out.
Okay.
See anything up there, Miss Weapon?
Just a door. I mean, what that lady told us, right? She said that was the person from the bar going this way or coming from this way?
You
They
are
were going
entering
this
the
way,
alley
right?
from the same direction that the people would come home to. So, like, you're headed towards the bandit area.
Right, but where's the person from the bar trying to get to after their shift? Like the person
To the other
where-
end of this alley, which would be north of where you are.
So not towards the door, so the other way.
Correct. This side passage would not be part of their normal route.
Oh, okay. This is just like where the bandits came from, pretty much.
Well, you don't know where the bandits are, or where they're going to be. Right now, you know that you're in an alley and there's a side chute on the alley.
True. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. So to say, there's a door here. I think our best option is to post up in various locations close enough to each other that we can communicate, but spread out enough that anyone coming from any direction. I don't trust
Yeah.
this door though.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, that's a good thought, Askara, because I was just thinking to myself, if all 5 of us went with the server at the same time, the bandits would be a little bit more wary, but if some of us hid, then they'd reveal themselves and we'd be able to take them out one by one.
Yeah. We should probably not stay here too long though, because even if they know we're here now, that could seem suspicious too.
Good point.
Like, why would we just be hanging out in this alley, you know? If it's their territory.
Wait, what's wrong with hanging out in alleys?
I mean, I pretty much only hang out in alleys to catch people who are hanging out in alleys, so...
Song looks sheepish.
Yeah, but once I've kind of, scoped out the area, seen that there's a door, seen there's another, way wherever, I'll probably take a lap kind of around the area as far as I can go, I guess, and then pretty much look like I'm gonna, start heading back down the stairs once I've scoped out as much as I can without my field. Yeah.
Yeah, we can always come back for the door after we've cleaned up the alley.
Mhm.
Song says, clearly curious.
Rio just shrugs his shoulders.
So you three happy with what you've got here now?
I mean, I don't think there's gonna be much action until later. Like, we know there's an alleyway, we know there's someone going down it, we know there's other people trying to get that person.
Yeah. If you guys like, I could camp out up here, give you signals when I see something, and some of us could be a camp out crew, some of us could be an escort crew, and we could sort of work that out now. What do you think?
I think you like hanging out in alleys.
So it's a personal preference. There are
Probably
places
just, like,
where I feel
giggles and-
safe.
Like, you'll see Ascar has almost proud smile, like, I made a joke.
Why, you little... Well, there's nothing little about you. You're kind of scary, actually.
And she'll just, she's pretty much moving this whole time. So, like, if I'm going down the stairs and you're there, we're, like, shouting across each other from it.
Song's got her head, like, peeking over the over the roof, and it's just like, you can't catch me from all the way down there. Then she tries to hide.
All right. Aspen, anything else you wanted to do?
Nope. I'm just standing around at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oki, what are you up to?
Oh, he's in a...
Well, I'm
Area,
currently walking around the town asking people questions on the Oracle, the land, the tower that she's in, and how to get there.
Okay. So you have a couple avenues to do this. Is there any specific, way you would go about your investigation?
Probably just going up to certain people, maybe people that seem like they might be more important than others, might be more knowledgeable. I don't know how you can maybe... Sorry, I've got my like 2-month-old here sitting on my lap, so...
Oh, no worries.
Adorable.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, so probably just going around asking people that you might think look wise, even seeing if maybe there's someone from his own clan, maybe someone that might look like they're from the Water clan, someone he knows you could trust.
Okay. So as I said before, you get some minor information about the fact that the Oracle does exist, the fact that the Oracle's visions are generally regarded as pretty much always true, and that the average person would not be desperate enough to go to the Oracle because the trials are just regarded with awe and fear, basically. But none of them seem to get, like, if you were to ask them about, have you ever heard of a group of people going to the Oracle? They would be like, well, why would a group go? It's like you only get one vision.
I don't know, so work going there as a team seems like it's never been done before.
You also get the opportunity at one point to purchase a map to the Uganchampa Monastery for only 2 silver.
Okay, not knowing if this is a good deal or not, as it's normally just trades with his clan, just takes this deal out of the fact that he doesn't even know if it's good or not. Because he thinks it might be useful.
Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and pay for it.
Guy, he believes no one's going to do anything bad.
Okay. This actually is a fairly good price for something like this because most places don't have maps that extend outside their territories. So finding a map of Tabit or even things in Tabit in the Fire Clan territory is like crazy. So that's actually a really good deal.
There we go. And then after I purchase the map, I'm going to return to the tavern believing I've got as much information as I can.
Okay, understood. The other 4 of you show back up at the tavern, and Oki is there with a map in front of him, and he's kind of like looking it over and trying to kind of commit it to memory at your normal table. And what do you guys have to say about your expedition?
Well, alleyway has, as you'd expect, 2 choke points, potential third, which might be an entryway for combatants. But otherwise it looks good. I like it.
Oh, is the alley just wide enough for, say, like 2 people side by side?
I'd say that, yeah.
How?
So if we get it, we could corner them. You're right.
Is there any vantage points that might seem like they could take advantage of as well?
So to answer that for you, Song, you didn't see anywhere that you could like use as a perch per se. It was basically like you were just kind of clinging to walls the whole time. There aren't really any balconies in this alley.
Okay, yeah. So none of the sort of, hey, I'm going to lean out a window and, fire arrows upon my dastardly enemies sort of thing. But we could get a significant height advantage if we could get them at the base of the stairs. Then they would have to fight up.
That sounds like a pretty good idea, actually.
You seem to know what you're talking about, Song. You done this before?
Not necessarily, but I like those sorts of like military dramas, that they'll put on stage, I like hearing those old stories.
Stories?
Yeah. Old war stories, things like that. Tactics. I don't really have a mind for tactics, but I like repeating the old classics.
Right. Yeah, me too.
Of that in the polar region. People think it's too cold up there.
Song actually laughs at that.
All right. So we've done the thing. We've gone on our little scouting expedition. We've gathered some information around the town about the monastery. It is getting close to the end of your protectees shift. Anything you guys want to do to kind of hat up, or are you ready to go?
I don't know. I know this might seem like a bad idea, but I'm thinking I might take off my armor so I don't seem as suspicious, so I don't think there's a kind of soldier going through the alleyway. Might just kind of blend in with the crowd.
Okay.
pretty good
If you
plan.
do take off your armor, you would
question.
lose 1 AC, basically.
What did
So
the
you'd be
rest of
down-
you
you'd be
think?
down
You
to an
think it
AC
might
of
be
12.
good to blend in?
But you're wearing leather armor, so depending on the clothing that you're wearing, which I'm assuming is probably heavier than most people, it
Yeah,
probably
it's
would be
kinda like-
fairly well hidden. And
Yeah,
also,
kinda like
it's not.
sunlight.
This is a Fire Nation city, so it's not at all uncommon for people to walk around armed and armored here.
Okay, well, scratch that.
Ascara, did I hear you say something?
Yeah, I was gonna ask because I don't have it, I'm not wearing it, but I have like that headband thing. Does that only like show that I'm a god in my town, or if I put it on, I'm a god here too, you know?
So it would show that you are a guard, but there's a symbol on it that relates to your town specifically. So from far away, people might mistake you for a town guard, but like from close up, they would realize that you're not from this town.
Yeah, so I'm probably not gonna put it on then. Like I
Right?
probably
It's like
take it
it's
out,
like it's
look
like
at
wearing
it,
a
and then I'm
police
like,
uniform that isn't from the area that you're in, right? Like
yeah, like you're an airport police officer, but not like a police officer.
well, I was thinking like you're a
Yeah.
police officer from 3 towns over and your shirt's a different color, so people know who you are, like what you
Oh.
do, but you're not from here, so it doesn't count kind of thing.
Oh, I was thinking like airport police officer versus regular one, but yeah. So
No,
I'll
you are
probably
you are
look at
you
the
are not you
headband.
are not just a security guard. You are an actual town guard, and town guards have the same
Right,
level
yeah.
of status, but you don't have any jurisdiction here.
Right, yeah. So I'll probably take out Town Guard headband, look at it like when I see Oki like, you know, maybe fiddling with his armor, deciding if he wants to keep it on or not. I kind of do the same thing. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I and then I put it back in my pocket.
Okay. Anyone else have anything? You ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right. What's your marching order here?
Mm,
Let's see.
Oh, tough one. We don't really know each other's fighting abilities.
So I've put you back in
So-
that kind of the street that leads to the alley,
Mm-hmm.
and this time I'm gonna lock your tokens, which means that you cannot move. Like when you go to move, you'll see an arrow of how far you're trying to move, and I'll be able
Okay.
to say like yes or no, basically.
Okay.
So I've put you all here just in a random order. If you would like to reshuffle for who's going first, who's going to stay behind, that kind of thing, you can absolutely do that. And assuming that you have an NPC who's, you know, going to kind of stay just in front of you for now.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. That we could use to keep track of our escortee,
Mm.
so that we could see where like they are. You know, the person we're walking with.
Okay, one second.
You know, just so we don't accidentally like lose them.
DM,
Alright,
can I just
so
ask you
you
a question?
have-
I've done something to my map, and I don't know what I've done. I've ended up like scrolling out, and now it's all weird. Oh, it's okay.
You
I
need to
figured out how to move
resize
it.
the map? Oh, you got it. Okay.
Sorry.
So I think
I'm willing to say as Kara, she has lots of weapons. She should easily be in front of us all.
Okay, so I've shared that commenter to all of you, which means you should all be able to kind of move that token if you need to.
Okay.
And you can just close that stat sheet because it's not going to be useful. They're not going to be attacking or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just to give you that token that you asked for. So
Thank
go ahead
you.
and move yourselves around right now in the mouth of the alley here, in the formation that you want to go. And remember, we are moving northward where I just put the arrow.
Okay.
Right. So they were saying that I should go first, but I'm gonna kind of look around and look at looks capable, but also because I don't think I look normal. I have all these weapons. I'm really tall and whatever. So I'm probably like gonna like kind of glaze my eyes over each person and sum them up a little bit. And see who looks like they're probably protecting this person, but they could also just be a friend because we wanted to ambush them, right? We didn't want to, them to stay away and not be able to get them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, who do y'all think? Because we haven't got like a full description of everyone yet. So who do you think looks like regular dude, regular person, but could probably also look like they're protecting this person?
Well, my character's kind of average sized. He's wearing like light leather armor with kind of like this kind of fur like clothing, and I've got a whip. That's what I've literally. That is my character. He's just got a whip on his side of his leg.
Cool. And Song, you were the one who kind of, was getting around pretty easy. Like you were, climbing these rooftops. You probably already are just like, ready to bounce off and do
She's
the
like
lookout for
on the
us.
balls of her feet right now, like ready to start running up walls again. Just like, yep,
Yeah.
get me into that range. I want to do this.
Yeah, so I probably look at you and like look at a wall, and assume that you'll understand what I mean. And yeah, so I'll probably say, okay, I think you should go with them. You look like you can handle yourself, but we also don't want to freak them. Like, look at all my weapons. I'm like, I can tend to freak people out.
No kidding.
So
Okay, I'll agree to walk closer to the escort, like be the closest escort.
Can Song enter into stealth and try to sneak along, sort of in the darker patches as she's climbing?
Yeah, stealth in the tower.
Okay. No matter what
this is a
happens,
different-
she will think she's stealthy.
yeah, so if Song is going, one way, I'm probably gonna take the other way. So if she's on the right, then I'm probably gonna want to, go so that I can, ambush people from like above as well, and also be in a line of communication with her.
Love it.
So can I move this or not? I want to go like A.
Well, that's up on top of the city wall, so you can't be there. But you could be there.
Oh.
I'm still gonna use that movement works.
Oh, okay.
Like, to get to where you were going, it would take an extra 30 feet of movement in a vertical direction.
Right.
And an athletics check, which you could probably pass, but you just don't have that much. Yeah. Anyways, right now, you said you really want to climb the wall, or you don't?
Yeah, I would want to be. Would want to be above, so that we kind of have someone on each side.
Roll an athletics check, just in the open.
Oh, okay. How do I do that?
Skills tab on your character
Okay.
sheet.
Yes. Sorry, I asked and then I kind of did. I think I did it. Oh, I didn't. I just roll it into the chat, right?
Yep.
Oh, I swear I did.
Are you grabbing it from the totals column of the skills tab?
I was. Do I not? Is that correct?
Yeah, you're not clicking on the little I for info. You're clicking the plus whatever in the totals column and dragging that into the chat.
Okay, sorry. No, that's what I did though. I grabbed the +3 and then I put it in the. Do I do it in the combat tracker or in the chat? Because I'm sure I'm doing it correctly.
chat.
It's just not working. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I feel like I did it.
I did it for you.
Oh,
There.
sorry.
All right, so yeah,
Okay.
you climb the wall. So let's say you're about 15 feet up on the wall.
Okay.
Wall buddies.
Aspen, Oki, Riel, where are you guys headed?
Oki's going to follow in about maybe 10 feet, like 5-10 feet behind the commoner as the commoner enters alley.
Okay, just straight shadowing him.
I'm going to try and blend in, like, so I don't look suspicious. That's about as much as he's going to try and do.
Okay, I'm just kind of rearranging you guys here. So let's say the commoners at the base of this, as Kara and Song, and Oki, and then Riel and Aspen. Where are you guys going?
I would think Rio would want to trail back a little bit more, like maybe 15 feet back from where Oki is, because he didn't want to be like too close.
So about like that.
Maybe, yeah, something like maybe like right there. He doesn't know if Aspen wants to get closer or not, but he's kind of gonna.
Yeah, Aspen will get next to Riel.
Okay.
Kind of looks Aspen over a little bit. Hey, say where did you say you were from?
Oh, I'm from the vast swamp.
So I thought you said that. Me too. It's a nice place.
Ah, I thought your attire looked familiar to that of the vast swamp.
Well,
Nice
you
to
know.
meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Riel.
Aspen.
Aspen. Aspen?
Yes?
Okay. Nothing.
All right. With that, you guys are ready to go. So the commoner is going to start taking the stairs.
Okay.
So he's going to get 30 feet up, so he's just like approaching the top of the staircase. And he kind of looks around and looks back at you real quickly, and then like remembers that he's not supposed to be looking at you and turns his face back around and just pretends like he's like tying his shoelace or whatever. Is everyone just moving forward in their current formation?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so just drag your character, your token on the map forward to where you want to end up. Song, you're only moving to there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Where I can like still see whatever I can still see the commoner, the person. Okay.
Okay.
She's already pulling out a bow and, getting ready.
Okay. Are you readying an action, or you're just making sure your weapon's equipped?
No, she's just like making sure it's still there, testing the string a little bit.
Okay. Aspen, are you good there? Or you want to move forward 5 more?
Yeah, I'll probably move forward to 5 more.
How about that?
Thanks.
All right. As you guys seem to be in position, the commoner steps up to the top of the staircase. And
Being ambushed by dogs.
Got a bone to pick with him. Sorry.
Oh god.
It's gonna be one of those games.
cool. 3 bandits are visible now out of the shadows as they kind of move toward the commoner. And start making threatening remarks about, coming down the wrong hallway and there's a toll on this road and that kind of thing. Basically, just all of those cliches are happening right now.
Yeah.
And the commoner just kind of like squeaks and darts down the side alley and into this room and locks the door.
Oh.
Did you hear that? Was that? What? Is it, are they up there?
And as Kara, you saw this happen. Oki, you didn't really. Song, you kind of saw the bandits run down the hallway, but you can't see where they went.
So
And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Is that just how do
So
I
on the
roll that?
main tab of your character sheet, there's INIT, and then it should say like +1, +2, whatever. Grab that and drop it into the chat.
Look at these nice rolls.
Hey.
I dropped it. I don't know if something's just happening with my rolls, but I did
Are you
do
right
it.
clicking? Because this is just a regular click and drag.
Yeah, no, I'm just doing the I've done this before. I'm doing it again. I don't know why it's not working.
I think you can double click as well and it should work.
For
Was
some
that
things,
me or
yeah.
you? Oh yeah, that was you.
That
Yeah,
was me.
I really don't know. Yeah.
It was still a random roll. I didn't mess with it at all. It was still a random roll.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I just don't know why it's not working because I am doing it. I swear.
I believe you. And here we go. So Bandit 4, he is going to come over and start pounding on the door here. And this door is not like well constructed or anything, but it'll take him a whole turn to get through it. The commoner isn't doing crap because he's just afraid and huddling in a corner. Aspen.
Oh, I'm up first. Okay. I would hear the banging from here, correct?
You can hear the bandits like shouting and jeering, and you heard the door slam and everything like that.
Oh, looks like that's our cue. I'm going to start sprinting up the steps.
Okay.
A full 30 feet.
Okay, with 30 feet, you can just make out Bandit 2 as he's kind of like going around the corner. So if you wanted to attack him with a ranged weapon, if you have one of those, you could.
I do not.
You do not. Yeah. So you could take a dash action to get closer to them, but then you wouldn't be able to do an action. Like an attack action or anything.
Probably just... I'll just wait here for my turn.
Just wait there? Okay.
Yeah.
So if that's all you're going to do, then go ahead and hit the next actor button on the combat tracker.
Right.
All right, Oki. Moving forward, that's half of your movement.
Yep. Sorry. I just realised my mute was muted because the baby was crying. Yeah, I was just going to move up to the top of the stairs. I don't think Aspen said anything to me about what he could see, so just stopping there to see what I can see at the top as well.
You can fully see Bandit 2 as you get to the
Right.
top of the stairs. And you still have 15 feet of movement, normal movement, if you want to use it.
Yep, I'm going to maybe move up so I'm right behind, like basically behind Bandit 2.
Okay.
Should be engaged.
You are in melee range of him, so you can attack if you'd like to.
Yep, I think he will attack Bandit 2. Well, let me think. What am I going to do? Am I going to show my elemental skills or am I going to hit him with a whip? I think he'll pull out his whip and try and hit him with that
Okay.
first.
So you're going to grab that D20 with the +4 and drop it onto just the token of Bandit 2 if you want, or on the combat tracker you can find Bandit 2 and drop it on there.
Right, there we go, Bandit 2. So that should drop. Is that right?
Okay,
Yeah?
and that's a hit. So then you grab the damage, or just double-click the damage.
And
Okay, did some damage there. You also have your laser ability, the elemental strike. So as you whip him, you can also like kind of shoot out a bolt of water or ice or whatever with your other hand.
Right.
And if you want to do that, you would just use the weapon called elemental strike. Do an attack roll with that.
Yep. Let's splash some water in his face.
Yes.
That's a critical hit.
Whoa!
Nice.
And
Splash it.
go ahead and do your damage.
Very nice.
That's it. The bandit goes down.
Wow.
How did that happen,
Wow.
Oki? How did you knock him out with that ice,
So,
or water?
It's going to be water, so drag it out of my water skin, and with all the force of my lacing abilities, just literally splash it that hard into his face, and he goes down like a ton of bricks. And
Yup.
I'm even shocked.
And he just, and just falls
Yeah,
down.
he's pretty much drowning in the water. He's like sitting
Wait,
there
Erlon, how was
spazzing
it
out
like?
on the ground.
I don't have that bullywug queued up, but I will do that later, Deja.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then
All
I
right.
dragged my water back out of his mouth and put it back into my water skin.
Okay, gross, but all right.
Nice. Love
Weird
it.
flex, but
Oki
okay.
has two water skins. He has the one he drinks out of and the one he kills people with, so it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, don't worry. I forgot to mention that.
All right, is that the end of your turn?
Matt. Yeah, skip to the next person.
Yeah, go ahead and on the combat tracker, there's a downward arrow on the left.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Escara.
Yeah, so as soon as I hear, the commotion and stuff, first thing Ascara would do is motion to everyone else. Probably, Song is probably can see her the best, so she'll motion to Song and to Riel down at the bottom. And move, okay, so I would have seen everything that just happened with Oki, right?
You saw what Oki was doing. You couldn't necessarily see the bandit he was doing it to, but you get the point.
Okay, so I pretty much just like to join next to him, so that I can.
Okay,
do
that's going to
some of
be
the
your
combat.
full movement because you have to kind of like jump down off the wall you were on.
Yeah, it's a bit of a move. But now I'm, I can
you
see.
can now see Bandit 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and how close is he? Yeah, you said that's the range of my movement. So I probably.
So
Some
if you
kind
can
of
target,
range?
if you want to see how close he is to you, if you hold down Control and click on Bandit 3's token,
Mm-hmm.
it should pop up like an arrow between the two of you.
Ah, okay, I see it. Yeah.
And now you can
Okay.
tell he's 15 feet away from you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go with because is he concerned with us, or is he kind of still trying to get in the that
He's
room?
not looking at you, but he does know you're there, so this isn't going to be a sneak attack, but it's not like he's
Right.
coming towards you either.
Okay, so I'll one of I have a javelin, and
Okay.
I'll probably just try and attack him with
Yep.
that.
And since you are targeting, since you're
already
already targeting him, you can just double click the attack roll, and it'll roll it.
Okay, so that's
So
on
the javelin
actions, right?
on the actions tab, the very bottom one that says javelin with like the swooshy arrow thing for thrown. Next to that, there's the D20 looking thing +5. Just double click that.
I
Okay,
did.
so you
Oh,
missed.
now I can roll. I thought you said I could never miss. Oh, joking.
Wait, did I say that?
Alright, cool. Well, you said it'd be very difficult for me to like miss things, so yeah. You alluded to it. It's fine.
What was that from?
What do you mean?
Oh, when you roll a 1. Yeah, no, but that wasn't a 1. That was just a low roll.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then I miss.
Okay. Do you want to rage? That's a bonus action.
No.
Okay.
No. No.
All right. So that'll be your turn then. So go ahead and end your turn. And Bandit 3 is going to get a turn. Now, he just heard his friend get myrtleized and saw a javelin fly past his ear. So he is now actually looking at you guys, and he's going to run over and attack Oki, because that's the first person he sees when he spins around. So he's going to do an attack here. And he's going to hit. And he's going to do 4 damage to Oki with the scimitar. He comes over and just swings the scimitar real big, and you're kind of like still almost stunned that you like got that guy in one turn. So the scimitar kind of slashes across your chest, and it opens up a flesh wound, but it's not super bad. Riel.
Alright. So yeah, Rio was just he was sort of like taken aback like at the sudden commotion, and then Oki just like rushes up, and then Askar like yelled something, and so he's like what, and then he just starts to dash up the stairs. So I'm gonna use my movement. I have 30.
Yep.
I can just get to the top there.
Okay, from there you can see Bandit 3.
Okay.
You do not have any ranged attacks right now.
Yeah. So I was just able to get to the top.
Okay, but you're there. I mean, you're next turn
Yeah.
you'll be able to help. Anything else you want to do this turn?
He's just like slightly out of breath, like just sort of. He's like, you can tell he's like trying to say something, but he's just sort of like trying to catch his breath and figure out what's going on. So he's just like, oh, what?
Okay, understood. All right, Song.
Okay.
So you have free movement on the rooftops. It'll be 10 feet to jump down from how high up you are.
Okay. Question about moving while one's character thinks they are stealthy. Is that half movement?
No, you're good.
Also,
As far as you know, you are being sneaky AF, creeping around these rooftops.
As far as I know. Nice. Okay.
No one can see you.
Then
No one can hear you. You are the knight.
Trump.
Whoa, the no.
Okay. Can I see Bandit 4 from here? Or can I just see Bandit 3?
You know what? Yeah, you can see him.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird angle.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can fire off an arrow at. Nope. I'm gonna do the right thing. This is about teamwork, people. I'm gonna fire off an arrow at Bandit 3.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
You can go ahead and wait. You can go ahead and do advantage on that with your sneak attack.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Wait, advantage and sneak attack?
Well, you can't have sneak attack without advantage. but you have advantage because you're stealthy and you have a flanking
Oh, right.
party member.
Sorry. I've got 2 thumbs and haven't played a rogue before.
Yeah, so it's advantage on the attack roll and then apply sneak attack damage if you hit.
Okay. That's a big if. Nice.
You do, so apply your sneak attack.
All right.
And roll damage.
Let's do that thing. Wow.
All right. So, how did
Nice.
this happen? Like, just out of nowhere, this arrow just sprouts out of this guy's back, right?
Yep.
And
This
what's Song doing?
sort of
like
running
when
slide.
when the other party members like look up to see where the arrow came from.
She's like
What
on
does Song
one
look
knee, like from the. She's just like, got that one like victory fist, like yes, hit him this time, instead of my friends. And you can tell there's a story there.
But he's not a lizard man.
He is not a lizard man. Don't kill your friends unless they're lizard people, and then kill your friends. No, don't do that. Okay, so did that, and I think that is all I can do. I moved, I shot, and yeah.
Yeah, as a rogue, that's pretty much all you get at first level.
Yep, level 1 rogue.
But I mean, sneak attack ain't nothing. All right.
Yeah.
As that all happens, another bandit charges in from the north,
Oh, okay.
and he runs right up to Oki.
No. Okay.
Can take it.
And hits with the scimitar.
Ooh.
Okay.
And Oki is down.
Oh no!
No. Okay. We can recover from this. We can save him.
It's Bandit 4's turn, and he has broken into the room where the commoner is hiding. Aspen.
All right. Not knowing what's happening around the corner, I'm just going to move up to Bandit 3 here and strike at him with my quarterstaff.
Okay. That'll be oh, that was your elemental strike.
Oh, was that my... Oh, sorry. Do I reroll again, or...
I'm gonna say, because you're level 1, yes, even though your elemental strike attack is better than your quarterstaff attack,
Yeah.
we're gonna discount that as a mistake, and you can roll it again.
Sorry, I'll try not to do that next time.
Alright, so you do hit him with the quarterstaff.
All right.
Bonk.
I'm just gonna bonk him on the head.
Yes.
Oh, that'll do it.
That was a big.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So when you say bonk him on the head, what you really mean is crack his skull with a massive overhand blow, right?
Oops. Did I do that?
So the bandit goes down. And as you see that, and you're kind of like, you're already prepping your elemental strike for the follow-up, and then you look over and you notice that Oki is down. He's got these 2 big slashes across his chest. And you can't
that's not
do
good.
anything about that because you already used your action.
Wow, nice. Thanks. Thanks, Erlon.
You're welcome. Anything else, Aspen?
How far did I move? I think I'll just move around here to kind of come face to face with Bandit 1,
Okay,
and I'll end my turn there.
understood. So go ahead and end your turn. Oof. Oki failed his death saving throw.
We can't be
He kinda-
accused. He's dead.
He kind of coughs up a little bit of blood. He does not look good. Ascara.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
You can.
So Oki's a little bit in front of me.
You
Well,
are
right,
you
so
are
he's
within melee
down.
range of him. So if you would like to, you can spend your action and do a medicine check to try and stabilize your party member.
Do I have that skill or like?
It is
Is
a
that just
skill.
something I
It's
can do?
medicine. Even if you're not trained in it, you can roll it.
I can do that. So how do I do that? I go to skills.
Yep, and you grab the little dice icon next to where it says 0, and you drag that into the chat box.
Oh no.
Yay!
But wait, oh, medicine. Okay, I see it. Okay, hopefully this works. It might not.
Fingers crossed. I almost jinxed
Yeah,
it. and won't do it.
I rolled it, but I'm still having trouble with the dragon drop rolls. I really don't know why.
Okay, so that's a 5. So you do not successfully help him.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I probably see that he's beyond help right now. I would like to attack.
You come over and you're like,
Bandit.
no, don't die. Just don't, Oki. Like you don't know what to do.
Well,
You
no,
just-
like I
you're
probably
like,
tried
don't
to
do
check.
it.
Yeah, I've tried to check, and I'm like, I can't deal with this now.
Oh
Okay.
no.
All right, so normally that would be your action, but because you failed, I'll give you another action. So go ahead and do whatever you were gonna do.
Yay.
Yeah, I'd like to slash at this move forward and slash at bandit. One is it? Whichever bandit is
Yep.
closest with
So
my
go ahead and
great
move
sword.
your token.
So I kind of like front of Oki, like.
Okay, just walking
Bar
right
his
over
body,
his
basically.
dead body.
Yeah, well, he's not dead. We don't know.
She's standing like protectively above him, like
Yeah,
you will
yeah, that's
not-
it.
With one foot on his head. Yeah, fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
I would never.
Come
Yeah. Okay. So
on.
sword. I'd like to. So I just click my great sword once, right?
Control click bandit 1. Yep, and then double click your greatsword attack roll. And that's a miss.
Oh.
Oh, I know how to. It's just not working. Okay.
So it's just a bad turn for you, man. There's just no, the dice don't like you today.
Yeah.
That happens to all of us.
Both with me and against me.
Oh.
But you are large and distracting, so I mean, there's something to be said for that. So that'll be the end of your turn.
Thanks.
Love you,
You're
Jane.
welcome for that, by the way. Large and distracting. That's what I do.
I could get you a shovel.
I'll get the grave.
Oh no.
Oh, no. Oh, I have to click this, right?
You
Yeah.
do.
Little down
I
arrow.
remember.
Yeah. Woo.
So a lot has just happened in the last like 5 seconds.
Right?
um. So
Riel?
like, like he just got to the top of the stairs. Oki runs up.
Dies.
Just all this stuff. Yeah, freaking
Just straight murders a dude.
blood.
Takes 2 sword
Unconscious.
slashes.
Aspar just like walks over his body and swinging at this guy. So Rio's gonna run up. Rio's gonna like yell up like, oh my gosh, Miss Weapon, you stick with the weapons. I'll help him. He runs up. He's gonna run up and perform a medicine check because I'm actually proficient in this.
Okay, go for it. So just roll medicine in the chat.
Okay, I don't need to like do any target or anything. I just roll it.
Nope, just roll it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and that's a 17. So Oki is now stabilized. Which means he's still unconscious, but he does not have to roll death saving throws anymore. Like, he's not going to die from these wounds.
Yes.
Okay.
Small victories. Yes.
Yes.
MVP. Riel.
So I'm just gonna make him prone for now, just so we all know. But the unconscious condition procs the death saving throws, so we're not going to do that. but he is not able to act in this party until he gets some healing or a rest, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Now, when he comes back, he does have a class feature, Natural Healing, which all of you Water Clan folks have. So he will be getting, more than average hit points back once you guys do take a rest. So
Okay.
you don't have to worry about him. But
Yeah,
Riel, you did the thing. You come over and you're looking at how Azkara was just like, stop being hurt, stop. And you're like, wait, how about we actually put some bandages down here, right? You managed to staunch the bleeding and get him stabilized, so he's not in imminent danger of death anymore. He's still hurt, he's out of the fight, but he's not going to die from it. And that is your full action. However, if you still have any bonus actions or additional movement, you can use those.
Is readying an action or bonus?
It is an action.
Okay, I thought so. I was just making sure. Okay. In that case, I will probably do nothing. Let me just make 100% sure. Sorry. I'm gonna stay put, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay.
Song.
Okay, you said coming off of the wall is 10 feet of movement, right?
It's going to be 10 feet, yeah. And it should be more than that,
Okay.
but I don't feel like calculating distances right now, so.
Does that include diagonals? I hate to be nitpicky, but...
Do you want to get over to the door?
Yeah, I'm basically...
You can
just
get
running
over to
the
right.
door.
You can be... That's your full movement. How about that?
Okay.
Is that... Because I
And
think that's
what was your ruling
35
on?
feet or whatever, but I don't care. That's your full movement.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Door's
full
open,
movement.
Bandit's right in front of it.
Um,
He's not paying attention to you. He's looking around the room trying to find the commoner. It is very dark in
Okay.
the room.
Okay.
If you want
what
to...
was your ruling on dropping weapons and pulling out a different one?
You can drop a weapon and pull out a new one as a bonus action, but it wouldn't count against your sneak attack.
Oh, interesting.
Does that make sense?
I think so.
If you were up on the roof and you dropped your short bow, and as you were running, you pulled out your daggers or whatever, and then you sneak attack someone, that still makes sense in the action economy, even if it doesn't 100% fit the action economy. Do you know what I'm going with here?
Okay. I think so.
The same way that the wood lacer doesn't have to have one hand off of the quarterstaff made of wood to use his elemental strike. It just
Yeah.
I'm house ruling this.
Okay, sounds good. So she's going to drop the bow and make her way over to the door, run over to the door, while
Okay,
pulling
so
out
you
short sword and dagger.
what I will do is you do not have the bow right now. So unless you tell me
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab my bow, you're gonna just lose your bow.
Okay. I got that. I am good for that.
I'm kind of saying this for everyone's sake, not just I'm not directing
Okay.
this at you. I'm sorry.
All right. So he doesn't see me, right? Or
He
he's
does not know
paying
you.
attention
No,
to me?
this is sneak attack. Yeah.
Okay.
So attack with advantage.
Yes. Okay.
Because it's a backstab.
Ooh, I'm stressed. Okay. Attacking with a short sword, then.
That'll do
Okay.
it. So close. So close.
And you said
Apply
this was a
sneak attack. Yep. Anytime you
Okay.
attack with advantage, you can apply sneak attack once per turn.
Nice. Okay. And. Hey!
Ooh, nice.
So
Can,
explain
can
this
I do
to
a
me.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she drops the bow. She sees the VIP go into the room with the bandit. She rolls off of the roof. In the same moment is pulling out her short sword, slides, and just slashes him right in the kidneys.
Specifically the kidney.
Song,
Specifically the kidney, yeah.
you specifically slashed his kidneys?
Yeah.
Okay, so your short sword has a minor dent in it that you're going to have to buff out later from his spinal column, because that's kind of like in between the kidneys. And also, you are now
That's fine.
covered in blood. Like, just so much blood. There's giblets
Good end of
involved,
the
is what I'm
evening.
saying.
Song is just like, yes! I'm rewriting her character right now.
Wait, she
all
actually yells. She actually yells yes. Like she says.
Yeah, like
yes out loud?
she's like laying there, like one leg outstretched, like if you've ever seen like American baseball, like the sliding posture, like one leg underneath, one leg forward, and just
Oh,
the
man.
entire part of her body that's facing where this bandit was is just coated in blood, like a freaking
She turns
Tarantino
back.
movie.
She turns back and gives everybody a thumbs up.
Covered in blood.
Her white teeth
so glad
outlining
I'm
her
punching.
red mask on her face.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Rio's jaw just drops. Like he was looking up at like forward at the bandit, but then like at this guy, but then like
You're like, yeah, you're like, you look up from
Making
your
noise
bandaging
turn.
for a second when you hear this.
Yeah.
You just see a song like, yeah, I did the thing, guys. This is fun.
Aspen's just gonna give her a thumbs
his
up.
jaw drops.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna pass turn now because oh my god.
All right, it's Bandit 1's turn. Oki's already down, and he sees that Riel is bandaging Oki, but there's a wall of, what's it called, Miss Weapon in front of him. So he's going to do an attack.
Mm.
Figured. I have armored
hit.
defense, right? On armored defense, is it?
You do have unarmored defense, and that raises your armor class even though you're not wearing armor. That's like the whole thing. But you do still get hit, because he rolled a 17 plus 3 on your AC of 13. So you are going to take 6 damage.
Ooh.
And that will end his turn. The commoner is cowering in a corner right now. He's actually more afraid of you than he was of the bandit song.
Oh no.
Aspen.
I will grab my quarterstaff with my other hand and then go for a two-handed strike.
Ooh.
Go for it.
Ooh,
That'll hit.
that's it. Nice. All right.
And if you want to do two-handed, oh, you did it already. You just click the thing
Yeah.
for the hand. Yep, cool.
Not much though.
Okay, so that's wounded, but because you successfully hit with your quarterstaff, you can now do an elemental strike as a bonus action.
Oh.
So go ahead and roll that attack roll for the elemental strike. And this is, I'm sorry, what's your element? Your wood.
Yes.
So this is, you smack him with the quarterstaff, and then you kind of like fling the butt back, and a piece of the wood of your quarterstaff flies off, sharpens into like this spearhead.
Ooh.
Epic.
Okay.
And
That's cool.
hits him. So go ahead and roll damage for that.
All right.
And just like catches him right in the hip, basically. So he's taken 1 more point, or 3 more points of damage than he normally would have from just the
All right.
quarterstaff. So Bandit 1 is looking pretty rough now. And that, Aspen, will end your turn, unless you want to move, but you can, yeah.
No, I'll end my turn.
Okay. So Oki, we're not worrying about his death saves anymore. I'm sorry, that's automated. But don't worry about that.
It scared me because the word death and success. I was like, what? What?
Yeah, don't worry.
What?
So he succeeded on that saving throw, but he didn't need to because you stabilized him. So that's automation, and it'll go away after we rest. But anytime his hit point max is the same as his wounds, it's gonna make him roll a death save. But we're just not doing that right now.
Right, no worries.
Oh, okay, you're back. So you died, but then Riel saved you. So
I'm still unconscious though.
cool. Ascara, hit something with a big sharp thing. Do it.
Yep.
You know you wanna.
Sword. Do I click twice on Great Sword? I just click it twice. I just wanna
Yeah.
slash this guy.
Yeah, just click it twice. Okay,
Yes,
finally.
that'll do it.
Yes, man.
Finally!
Nice.
Leave this guy in half.
You know, if you were level 3,
Yeah,
that would
but
be a
I'm getting
crit, right?
like pissed. I'm getting
Ooh.
like pissed. Like this whole time I'm just failing at stuff. So like when I finally hit this guy, it's just with, you know, everything.
Yeah, for sure. So do your damage.
Okay, how do I do that?
Just double click the damage thing next to the attack thing, where it says like 1d whatever plus whatever.
Oh, I just click it once or twice?
Double click it, yeah.
Yes.
All right. So tell me all about how you cut this guy in half.
Oh no.
I think that is actually probably close to what I do. Like, I've just been, you know, trying to do all these attacks. I saw Song do an attack. I've seen Aspen finally do an attack, and this is like all that I'm like supposed to be able to do, right? I'm trained in this stuff, and I've just been failing. So I'm just pissed off, and instead of trying to be strategic or anything, I just, you know, do a big lateral, just slash straight across.
Okay.
Like, I'm not
So
even thinking
he
about
holds up
really
his
hitting
scimitar,
him.
like trying to block it, and you just go, you know, you knock the scimitar aside, go right in under the rib cage, come through the spine, right out the other side under the rib cage. The top half of him kind of falls off of the bottom half of him, and you're just like,
body movement, yeah. Yeah.
Oh
You see,
man.
quite a lot of people like celebrating people dying.
What we do?
There's been a lot of death in this alley. I just realized.
Yeah, okay, so that's gonna end my turn. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
killed a guy. Cool, great.
Ugh.
and that's it. Congratulations, guys.
Woo!
Jesus Christ.
I don't know why I just rolled that. I was trying to click.
Ah.
my-
Some people are cheering for
You
us. I
stabbed
wonder
at
where
the
that's coming
dead
from.
Yes.
I think he's dead, son. I think he's dead.
More dead. More dead.
Okay.
With like punctuated with punctures. Oh. She was not
I didn't
supposed to
say
turn out
okay.
this
So
way.
I specifically told you guys you're not playing teenagers in this game, right? Like
Yeah.
this is lacers, not benders. Okay.
I'm straddling
We
the fine
we are
line between
not running
adulthood
this.
and-
We are not running this on Nickelodeon. All right. You guys are freaking fantastic. While we're here, we are going to, yeah, so Oki's unconscious. So you guys are all going to take a short rest now. And I will explain what that means when we come back. We're going to take a 15-minute break. So we'll be back at 20 after the hour. Okay, we are back. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
Call my name.
Everyone's back from their break. That is good. So, you guys are going to take a short rest here because there's still more to do today. So as you finish off the bandits, and the commoner kind of comes out of his little hidey hole and comes over to talk to everyone. Song, you're gonna come over here too, looking all scary with blood all over you. And he's gonna say that place back there that I was hiding in, that's, you know, we all know about that place. It's just kind of like a haven, and the door, you could probably fix the door because it's just knocked off its hinges. You could like put it back in place. That's not a problem, especially if you have somebody who could, like, you know, shore it up somehow. It's just made of wood. Hint, hint.
Oh.
Thank you so much for saving me. And he asks you for the letter that you got from Rosalie that said, like, you know, take care of the ruffians.
I think I'd probably have that, so I'd hand it to him.
Okay, so Askara, you hand it to him, and he pulls out a silver kind of medallion on a necklace that he's wearing. That the head of, like, his medallion has the same kind of, like, vibe to it that the head of your keys have, right? Like the same kind of, like, engravings and stuff. And he kind of presses his medallion to the bottom of the page, and it lights up this reddish gold seal thing on the bottom of it. And you realize that he's basically just marking that task complete, right? And he says, so just return this to Mistress Rosalie, and she'll make sure that you guys are, you know, compensated for your work. And he kind of, like, looks around at all of you, and he's like, thanks for your help, bye. And just disappears, like, bolts off to the north, because y'all are scary.
While they're having this conversation, I'm just repairing the door.
Yeah, so Oki, you're mostly unconscious right now. Just to reiterate, you're not dead, but you're mostly unconscious. So our wood lacer is repairing the door. Go ahead and move yourself over there.
Yep.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna unlock tokens so you guys have free movement here.
I think I kind of like lean him up against like the wall, kind of like sit him up against the wall.
So the inside of this room, there's just these 3 chests that are empty. They're just open. One of them has like some linens and blankets and stuff, so you could like roll up like a little bedroll and have a little blanket here if you guys want to take like a 30-minute nap or something and regain some of your health.
I think I'd probably try to move Oki into that room.
Okay. You actually can easily just pick Oki up and take him into that room. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you're strong. Riel, are you headed in there as well?
Yeah, I'll follow.
I'd probably like motion to him to come because like I know that he has, you know, the medicinal mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm moving Aspen inside. You can work on the door from inside as easily as outside. Song, are you specifically staying outside the room, like you're not gonna rest, or?
Oh, I think I dropped my bow up here.
Oh, you did. So you search around and you find it. You got it back.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, when I was carrying Oki in, I probably would have noticed my javelin on the floor and just like, you know, tried to get that as well.
Yeah, you got it back.
I can probably do that while holding on to him, I think.
Most likely. Yeah, it only really takes one arm for you to carry another normal-sized human, so yeah, you're good. You have it back.
Yeah.
Song, so you're inside the room as well?
Yeah, I'm joining in.
Okay, and the door is fully repaired. You also managed to kind of twine some of the branches from the door that you're kind of wood lacing into the locking mechanism. So this door now really can't open unless the wood itself is broken, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are in a safe place, and you can take a short rest. So I'm going to apply the short rest to you guys on my end, which when you have things that regenerate with a short rest, like spell slots and such, you'll get those back. And the other thing you can do on a short rest is you can spend your hit dice. So the 2 of you that are wounded, if you go to the main tab of your character sheet,
Yep.
down at the
wounded, right?
bottom,
Yeah,
see
I
where it
noticed
says
that.
HD and there's a die there. Grab that die and roll it into the chat.
Okay, hopefully that works for me.
Okay,
I rolled it in, but
it didn't work. Okay, I got you.
I don't know what's happening with it. Sorry.
All right, so Oki, you're back to 6 wounds, so you have 4 hit points left. And Askara, you're back. You have 11 hit points left
Okay.
after you
How much did I
recovered,
start
and you'll
with?
get those hit dice. So that's what you get back. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. Escara, do you have...
Do I have what?
You don't. And Oki, you were just south of it. So that's... Yeah, so that's what you get back. Yeah, so everybody has, you know, some hit points. Nobody's dead anymore. Oki, you're not prone anymore. You're back with us. You're not feeling great, but you're here.
Yep.
So you guys at this point, it is, as I said, it's approaching night. I mean, that battle, it really only took 5 minutes, but it's starting to get dark faster and faster. So after about half an hour passes, everybody catches their breath, has a little bit of food, has a little bit of water. Oki and Escara kind of bandage themselves up a little bit. At this point, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to go search the bandits? Do you want to head straight back to the inn? Do you want to try to get one of the other kind of bounties done tonight, or what do you want to do here?
I'm assuming we went through the bandits' pockets at some point. You know, the ones that still, you know, are intact.
You're assuming you did.
Okay.
Okay, so Song
Royalty.
did go through everyone's pockets. All right, and here we go. So this, if you look at your party sheet, in the inventory section,
Ooh.
you will see that amongst the 4 bandits, you found 10 gold, 25 silver, and a hastily written letter. Are you guys just going to divide the money up between the 5 of you? Or
Yeah,
does anyone,
I think we
or
can do
does
that.
somebody
Right
want to
thing
be
to
the
do.
treasurer, or like how do you want to work this with funds? Song wants to be the treasurer, but that might be a bad idea.
Hey. I think everyone should get a fair share. It's only right we each did a fair share of the work. Work being murder.
Yeah.
You said, is it the Sorry, where's the coins on here?
On the party sheet, which is the 2 heads data button, and
Oh,
then the
okay.
inventory tab of the party sheet.
Okay, gotcha.
So I can click just divide it up equally, and that'll just give you all an equal share of the gold. Or the coins, rather.
All right.
Yeah.
Or
I think
you
we're probably
can
not.
specifically determine to give most of your money to other people, kind of thing. Like if you want to have like a treasurer character.
Yeah, I think we probably wouldn't think of that now. So I guess we could say that like Song probably, you know, went through the pockets, and as we're all like sleeping, she just goes and like drops some money. Like
In the middle of the
into
room,
us.
like
reverse thieving. Like she just snuck an equal portion into everybody's wallet.
Yeah.
I mean, she would do that. It would only be right.
All right. So as you can see there, each of you got 2 gold and 5 silver from this. And there is a hastily written letter that you found on one of the bandits' song. Anybody who wants to read that can do so.
I don't think I'm paying attention to it.
Did she drop drop the letter like down or something?
It's on that. It's in that same pile where all the money was divided. It's like, and here's this.
Yeah, and that's literally all you found. Like their swords and armor and stuff weren't worth anything. They were all busted up and cut in half and stuff, so not worth taking.
Yeah.
So what you found is some coins and this conspicuous letter.
I don't know if anyone else was gonna pick it up or not, but if Riel didn't see anyone else like reach for it, like he
Okay,
would kinda
so
just...
Riel, go ahead and grab it and click on the little eye next to the letter there in the parcel items.
Yeah.
And what's it say?
I don't see anything. Oh, sorry, I have to hit it.
Yeah, please.
Fine.
No, thank you.
I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
There you go. You should all see it now, right?
It says nothing.
Nope.
It just says type. And then
Yeah.
it's like nothing
All I
on
see.
it.
Okay, so it is a hastily written letter asking for the bandits to discourage, quote unquote, the workers from Rosalie's tale from going to work. And it is signed Thidriel Exodor, Master Merchant.
Hmm.
How's that name spelled? What was? Sorry, I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Vidriel Exodor. Master Merchant. Hmm.
There, I posted it in the Discord in the
Okay.
Lacers Lounge.
Vitriol Extra. Okay, thank you.
The funny part about this is Thidriel Exodor was Farid's character's name in the campaign that I ran last.
No.
Oh,
That's
okay,
nice.
okay.
Oh, yes.
That's alright, I've got the new, yeah.
Master Merchant. Well, apparently, these bandits were supposed to discourage the workers from Rosalie from going to work. This guy Thidriel Alexidor, some master merchant. I don't know how much of a master he is, but well, looks like he's our guy.
Hmm.
Also, I don't want to gloss over this because I feel like a lot of things happen really fast. You chop someone in half?
Yeah,
And,
I did.
you know, I'm not a very violent person myself, but that was kind of cool.
It was.
Thanks. I kind of hate it, to be honest.
Well,
Really? Sound effects.
well, you know, it'll help us out in a bind. Our boy, what's his name? Oak,
Okay.
Okay.
Okie. Yeah.
Okay.
You,
Okay.
you know, you got kind of chopped up there, so it's kind of good we had old Miss Weapon here.
Hey, I wasn't the only one. And I look over at Song, who's just like covered in blood.
Oh right, yeah. That was frightening.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
I'll tell you later.
Last I remember,
Violence.
I drowned someone, got slashed a couple of times, and that's about it.
It was a lot of blood.
All
Like, a
right,
lot.
guys. I'm sorry to cut in here, but I'm gonna kind of drag us back onto track here. You have two other things that you could do in this session. You know, before you set out for one of your destinations. Do you want to go back and take a long rest at the tavern? It is nighttime. Or, because it's nighttime, would you like to get a head start on your sneaky mission?
Ooh, we could do some breaking and entering.
I think that I don't know about anyone else, but I think Ascara at this point, you know, that was a really frustrating, So I think she kind of has a bone to pick with Miss Rosalie. I think she wants to go back and talk to her.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I think she wants to go back to the tavern.
Okay.
So I don't know the rest of the group, but I probably will kind of just make sure that everyone is okay. Like once I wake up and see, you know, think I would consult them. I think I might just leave.
Yeah, so everybody looks okay. I mean, there's you and Oki specifically. Oki looks less than peak right now, right?
Hmm.
But everybody's alive. Everybody seems in reasonably good spirits. You guys did the thing, right? I mean, you accomplished the very first mission you ever did as a group. You accomplished it quickly, and frankly, that's a better outcome than really you could have hoped for. With everybody doing well, and there were 5 of you versus 4 of them, and you just owned them. So
Yeah. Oh. I think Oki's just kind of still kind of dazed, still not in his right mind at the moment. He's maybe got a concussion.
he's lost quite a bit of blood. I mean, he's with it, but he's not like 100% yet. So that's absolutely fair.
So I think he's going to be kind of just silent, waiting on a decision, because he's not really sure.
So Eskara, you want to go back to the tavern and confront Rosalie. So if you want to do that, type in the chat for Fantasy Grounds, type /vote space, and then confront Rosalie, and then hit enter, and it'll pop up that vote. /vote
and then what?
And then hit space, and then type like whatever you like, confront Rosalie or something like that.
I was gonna go back to tavern.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because I think that's what they know, that I'm just going back there because that's where we came from. I don't think they know that I'm gonna go confront her.
Yeah, but I'm just, so the point here is just to teach you all. So Askara says go back to the tavern, and now you all can vote on whether you want to go back to the tavern. So any of you can do that vote thing that I did before. Pretty much at any time. Just be aware, we're not going to vote on every single little, sometimes I'm just going to tell you how things go. But this is one of those things where Askara said, hey guys, I want to go back to the tavern, but it's up to the whole party if you actually do, in fact, do that.
Yeah. Song will say something akin to, yeah, my sword's a little bit busted up from making contact with that dude's spine.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
little known fact, it's easier to break into places during the day than the night because people
lumbar
are always
vertebrae
on the lookout during the night.
Lumbar vertebrae are no joke for a sword. It's like if you try to use a sword to chop down a tree. It's no joke.
But yeah, I think we would actually have more luck breaking in during the day because people are always more on the lookout at night. It's weird what you can get away with in broad daylight.
Okay, so I've got 4 votes. So simple majority says you're headed back to the tavern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to close this map. Just go ahead and close it because we're not using it right now. And you guys are going to head back to the tavern.
Also, I think I might need to wash my outfit real quick. Just real quick.
There's like a public fountain you could turn pink, I'm sure.
Great idea.
So washing off her public fountain, just contaminate the whole thing.
Man, if the water's free.
You've never seen this much water, Song. You're like, there's water in the freaking
amazing.
streets here. They have these sewer grates along the sides of the roads that like just get rid of water they don't want, and you're like, what? Why would you not want water? Like somebody explained to you the concept of a storm drain, and you were just, your mind was blown.
I had this expression that was like, what?
Alright, so you're back at the tavern, get to your table, and you notice, like, nobody's sitting at your table. Like, all the other tables around the tavern are pretty crowded. Nobody's sitting at your table, which is one of the best tables in the house.
I think it's because they're scared Ascara's going to confront them.
Yeah,
as you enter, you walk in. You notice the thing about the table, and one of the waitresses comes over and says, "Oh, you poor dears, you look like you've had a really hard day. Do you all have your keys?"
Jangle.
We all
Pat's
have
pockets.
Yes,
yeah,
I
similar.
believe
Like
we
I have.
and she leads you over to a part of the tavern that you didn't notice before. And it basically has two doors. One of them is red, and one of them is blue. And I realize I don't want to do binary genders here, but we're just going to go with masculine and feminine, however you identify, kind of thing.
Okay.
And so there are slots along both sides of the walls, and red will be for masculine and blue will be for feminine. And whichever key slot or whichever door you want to open, you will just insert your key and turn it, and it will open up. And above both of these doors, it says baths.
I think, okay, we'll walk up to the... and could be doing with a good bath to try and clean his wounds.
Okay. And again, I don't care which door you... Like, we're not going to role play, like, you have to pick one. We're not doing that. I'm just saying, like, whatever's whatever, right?
That's fine.
So you walk up, you put your key in the door slides open, you walk in, and there's, like, an area you can dump your laundry into, there's towels, there's all kinds of scented and harsh soaps, a whole variety for you to try. And this is essentially like a Japanese bathhouse. Like, there's the first room where you get clean, and then there's like a further room where there's like a hot spring for you just to soak in, right?
Nice.
Song is like wrinkling her nose, just like saying extravagant.
Okay, picks up a bar of soap and
Song,
realizes
you
it
can
smells like
go
fuel.
into a place that has water that you can submerge in.
But why would you waste it on that?
So anyways, does anyone specifically not want to go to the baths?
Eh.
Got led there, and like the staff like showed it to me, and I was kind of like, you know, they're fussing, trying, and I'm just like, I just really want to talk to Rosalie.
Rosalie actually it's almost time for her to take her bath. So if you were to go in now, you'd only have to wait like 5 minutes to see her. Whereas if you were to wait, you would have to wait like an hour and a half to see her.
Right. Okay, so I could probably. Well, yeah. In that case, I'll probably whatever they tell me is the quickest way to see her, I'll just go along with that.
Yeah. So go ahead and jump into the bath, and as you relax and soak away the day's troubles and such, Rosalie is going to be along shortly, and that would be a good place to kind of get her alone, because nobody without a silver key can get in here.
Right. Yeah, I'm just waiting for her.
I'm freezing up a part of the water around me to make me feel more at home.
All right. So you guys are all in the baths, and there's it's a paper curtain wall separating the two, so you can't see what's going on, but you can clearly hear what's going on in the opposite bathing chamber, whatever. And as you guys are in here, you don't necessarily realize it, but the longer that you stay in the water, the better you feel. To the point where taking a bath here counts as a long rest.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
neat.
Does it like take away just like pure aggravation? Because
Yeah,
Sounds pretty
it's just
pissed
it's
right
just
now.
very soothing, and all of your wounds just kind of gradually close up and heal over, and you just feel very relaxed and awesome from being in the baths. And as that's happening, you see the door slides open. Rosalie comes in. She sinks down into the water, kind of has like a little dry towel above her head to, kind of sop up sweat or whatever if she wants to. And she takes a place right against the curtain wall so that all of you can clearly hear anything that she says. So at this point, Askara, if you want to confront her, you absolutely can do that.
Yeah, I think when I was, going into, they were leading me to I was kind of like, I want to see Rosalie, and they're like, no, go to the bath, you'll be fine. I was like, no, I want to see her, and then they were like, go ahead, she's coming soon. And I would have gone into the bath thinking that when she came in, I was just gonna, yell at her, and now she's here, and I'm just kind of like, I was mad at you, but but I know that I felt it,
Yeah, so at this point you're more relaxed about it. You have some perspective. You still want answers, but you're not like gonna rage out or anything, right?
Yeah. So what I would ask her is, I'll probably I mean, I know you said it, but why me? Because hey, fully down to do whatever, and I've been trained to do all of this my whole life, and then it gets down to it, and I was so close to letting somebody die. Why would you choose that?
So she looks at you, and her eyes, they're not human eyes. They're like cat eyes, right? And they get really wide, and she kind of gets like this spacey look on her face, like she's not really looking at you, even though she's looking in your direction. And she says in this kind of tone of voice that carries over to the other side of the bath, so everybody can hear her. She says, who you are and who you can be are not the same now, but your fates are the ones that intertwine in the way that this world needs right now.
I think you can see that us dissatisfied with that answer, but she's also, just exhausted and in this bath and everything, so she's kind of like just grumbling to herself, like,
yeah.
Just,
you're not gonna get a straight answer for, like, she literally cannot give you a straight answer, because that would be a problem. There's this concept that all of you are aware of, that like seeing the future is imperfect, so the more likely that a seer is able to predict the future, the less specific they can be about telling people about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, Rosalie picked you guys, and you know that, like, she's right, and it is infuriating that she can't give you any kind of like details or specifics, but at the same time that almost like makes you more reassured that she's right about it. Just because of how prophecy works in this world. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, so as I said, I just, I grumble a little bit, but I just go to taking my bath, and I kind of forget that I wanted to have like a full-on argument with her.
Okay. And it's a very good bath. It really is. So you guys all get out and head back to your rooms, and that's all you have to do tonight. If you would like to, you are fully invigorated by this bath. You could attempt to do something on the sneaky mission if you want. You could head out to the night markets. However, your the folks that you need to find to buy the thing from, they're not going to be out in the night markets. They're only going to be out in the day market. So that would not super help you guys.
Oki's just standing amazed that his 2 scars are gone. Like his 2 slashes are just... He's staring at his belly.
How about we say they're gone to the extent you want them gone, right? So if you want to have like some little pale keloid things going on there, we can do that. If you want to have like big massive scars there, we could do that. It's up to you, however you see that.
I think I'm just going to have it where it's pretty, if that's okay, where there is literally nothing showing that I was attacked.
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah.
You were healed by water, and you being you, you can't even see where the cuts were.
Yeah, that's how he's going to be standing right now. Well,
So
I'm fit to go
Oki's
and do
just like
that.
sitting in the bath, like just feeling himself up, trying to figure out where these scars went.
Hmm?
And that'll be all for that. Let's say you guys all kind of just mosey off to either the tavern or bed.
Yeah,
As
I'd
you'd
say I'd probably
like.
go get like a meal in. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys know meals are provided. You did have a meal earlier when you all kind of got there, and then you have like this. The second meal is waiting for you, like a big dinner. It's very good food. It really is very good, like top-notch food for a tavern. It's not like food that lords would eat, but it's very well done. There's plenty of it, that kind of deal, right? Like just good, wholesome meals for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the homeland. Okay, he'll have his fill of food, then head to his bed.
Okay. Anybody staying up late, or are we just all headed to bed?
I would definitely like eat some food and probably just like, get a few drinks and kind of just chill a little bit. Just kind of.
Yeah. I think
I
Song will
think
join you.
Ascara's probably. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, this is her first time kind of being out of hers. Even though, she had this fight and everything and she's exhausted and kind of angry, she's probably just gonna, eat her meal and people watch a bit and kind of look at everyone else eating and, chill out there maybe for longer than she intended to, just because she's not used to seeing this many new people.
Okay. And this is Ascara, you're it's weird to you, right? Because most of the people in this tavern are Kylan folk. They are of the same kind of subdivision of the Fire Nation that you are. But the way that they live their lives is just so different from the way that you are in your village. Where this is just a much more metropolitan type setting, as opposed to like a more communal setting like you're used to. But they wear the same. They wear the same type of clothing. They generally have the same, genetic features and traits and stuff. So it's just kind of weird to you, not in a bad way, but just it's different,
Yeah. For
and those
sure.
of you
And
that
she
are
just,
not
stays
from
there.
here, you're getting a good feel for like how the greater Fire Clan kind of acts, right? Because this is the majority of the Fire Clan is of the Kylan part. It's like probably 85% of their subrace is gonna dress and look and act like this. And they as a people, they seem to be very charismatic, very flamboyant, very generous, very loud with their clothing and their conversations, and everybody's friends with everybody, and if you're not friends, we'll buy you a drink and then we'll be friends, like that. It's just a very kind of, I can't say it better than charismatic group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those of you that aren't from here, there are some people that aren't from here as well, but the majority of people here are from here. And Rosalie's Tale, who here, I had a couple people, or at least one person, who has spent some time in taverns in general. You know who you are. This tavern is...
Yep.
It's different, right? It's a lot more happy and friendly. There's no, like, burgeoning bar brawls going on. People aren't, like, suspicious of each other. Like, everybody that's in here seems like really comfortable and just okay with where they're at. And you get the sense that maybe this is why people come to this tavern specifically, is because it is a safe space for everyone.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Could I like see, so as Kara, like she was just kind of, you said she was just kind of like people, like just sort of people watching.
Yeah.
And do I know that, like, can I Can I like do some kind of a check and just like to see what I'm getting from her? Like, does she feel like she? I don't know. Does she feel like she's comfortable here or something? Like I'm kind of just trying to get a read on like how she's feeling and stuff on the whole. Like,
Yeah, actually, so why don't you roll insight? And Azkara, are you being open or are you being closed off right now?
I would say I'm not hiding how I'm feeling. I'm definitely just kind of, relaxed, but I'm not really talking to anybody, like I'm just observing.
Okay. So whoever's doing the check, go ahead and roll that. In the tower. All right, and so Azkara, you don't really notice, but Riel is trying to determine how you're feeling right now. So go ahead and tell him how you're feeling. Things that he could notice from just looking at you.
Yeah, so I think you'd I think you'd see that the way she's watching these people, she has like a slight smile on her face, but it's not like one of those like besides smiling, her eyes are also kind of like following everybody. So it looks like she's picking up new information. It doesn't look like she's smiling like, oh, I'm so used to this. Like she's kind of like, you could see her almost leaning in to what's happening. And yeah, but she also kind of looks like, now that you've seen her gone through a bit of a range of emotion from, being kind of awkward and trying to command you all before not really working. Then she's having trouble fighting. Then all of a sudden she chops someone in half. She looked really mad at Rosalie, and now she's just kind of like subdued. Like she's kind of dropped any like sense of like a warrior posture. She's just kind of relaxed, maybe even a bit like hunched. And yeah, she's just watching everything.
Okay.
All right, and that was the way that I did that. Just so you guys know, is I had him roll insight in the tower, and I put that as the DC of Azkara's passive perception to see if she would just notice somebody staring at her, kind of thing. So there was, there was mechanics behind that. I wasn't just saying like, "Oh, tell this person all your deepest secrets." Like that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
And she doesn't look like she would be like mad at you if you told anything. She's not like, in a huff or
Right. The big thing here was he was trying to get a read on you, and you might or might not have noticed that based on his role, right? So you did not, in this case, notice that.
Okay.
Okay.
And the reason I had you describe what he saw from you is you could have said, like, she looks like she's not really telegraphing anything. You know what I mean? Like, you could have withheld more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this fair for everybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So everybody ends up going to bed eventually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And you wake up in the morning, and you've still got your 2 tasks left. You talked to Rosalie last night. She told you to see her about the letter when all 3 were completed. So you don't have anything further on that, but there is the promised, kind of reward for completing all 3 that's on the table here.
Mm-hmm.
So, which one would you guys like to do next?
With what I can see, Azkara and Song are pretty good at climbing and sneaking about.
So we've
we
got
should
2
try
left. Again, we're going to go with 1 and 2 this time. So 1 will be sneaky, and 2 will be merchant.
We're all on the same page.
All right, so that's unanimous. That works even better than simple majority. So we're gonna go with sneaky first. So the second letter reads, a competitor of mine, Thidriel Exodor, has managed to infiltrate my strong room and make off with my payroll documents for the last 5 years.
Oh.
Ow.
I trust my staff, and normally this wouldn't be an issue. However, it's tax season. If I can't provide a proper accounting of these things, it's likely that my tavern would face heavy fines from the government. I would like you to acquire my tax documentation, and, you know, while you're there, if there's anything else that jumps out at you, I wouldn't be opposed to giving you a fair market price.
The biggest of smiles.
Now, y'all know nothing about this other than the guy's name. And the fact that he is totally willing to hire goons. Like, this is a bad guy, right? Thidriel Exodor is the worst. Everybody say it with me. Thidriel Exodor is the worst. Love you, Jared.
Please don't kick me out of your
Oh
server.
no.
It's even better because he was a monk in my last game, which is like basically what all of you guys are now.
No.
So yeah, so you have the guy's name. You know he's a business. Oh, here he comes.
Oh no. Oh no. I just left.
The silent threat.
The threat.
Oh no.
A little bit terrifying.
I heard something, but I was muted.
Oh no.
We have fun. We have fun. All right, so you guys have to go and break into this guy's house and get back these tax documents for Rosalie.
Yeah. So first we need to find where this guy lives.
Okay, so how would you go about doing that, party at large?
He seems like a greedy guy. Surely we can go up to a merchant and say we have money for him. But that's just me thinking from the Polar Clan.
We can also just ask around if people perhaps know him.
What if
Okay.
we do that? What if we spread out in the market district and, see what we can dig up?
Okay.
Sounds like a
So
good
I'm gonna quick time this so it works a little bit better. Aspen, what would you like to do to find out about Thidriel, his operations, where he is, where his house is, that kind of thing?
I would probably just go around to some people on the streets and ask them, like, do you know of this person's stuff? Like, where he works, perhaps.
Okay. So I'm going to have you make a perception check to just see, like, when you're walking around looking for people who look like they might be affiliated with him or might have some some information about him. So you're using perception to kind of find a person who might be able to lead you to this guy, right?
All right.
So roll perception. Okay.
18.
Keep that in mind. All right.
Okay.
Oki, what are you doing?
I'm going to go to the marketplace and say that in the Polar Clan it's customary to pay tribute to like people of high importance, and I'm looking for Thidriel Exodor to pay tribute to him.
Okay, so go ahead and roll Insight, because that's the closest I can come to that. And this is going to be for you when you say, I'm from the Polar Clan, I want to talk to Thidriel. to see how people react to that and how he might react to people outside of this city.
Oh.
Okay? And just remember your total, alright? Riel, what are you doing?
I am. So, do I just to be just to clarify? Do I have like what's in my inventory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm gonna have like a sheet of paper like out, and I'm gonna just like speak to try to speak to a few different people or whatever, and say that like I have a message for the guy, and just see if I can find out like where he lives.
Okay, are you playing on your reputation as a merchant, or no?
Yeah, I'm kind of playing that up. Like I'm like, oh, you know,
Okay.
I deal
Roll
with this and that,
roll
and then
persuasion at a +2. Because you're basically saying like, I'm a merchant, he's a merchant, I want to talk to the guy, like, you know, I got a message for him,
We can be
whatever.
friends.
Right.
So
You
click
said
the
which-
+2
which
modifier
one?
button
Okay.
at the bottom left, and then roll persuasion.
Okay.
All right, and just remember that total, okay?
All right.
Song, what are you doing? Breaking and entering.
She's putting like dirt on her person and on her face, and then going up to somebody with like a sniffle, look them up in the eyes, and say, "Do you know where I could find Godfather Vidriel? It's bad news."
That's going to be either persuasion or intimidation. It's up to you.
Intimidation.
Yeah, because you're threatening them with
Ooh.
the plague, apparently.
I'm crying. Let's see. Let's do persuasion. Dang it, I was hoping for deception.
Wait,
Let's see.
deception? What's deception? Hold on.
Deception is telling lies.
Yeah.
Oh, no, deception. You're right. I forgot about that. No, deception instead of persuasion. You're right. So roll... actually, are you just lying or are you putting on an act?
Oh no, it's performance, isn't it?
It is performance.
Wish me luck, guys.
Roll.
Oh,
you
you're
know
not
what?
good at
I'm gonna
performance.
say because you disguised yourself and you do have a disguise kit. Roll performance with a +2.
Oh man. Okay, performance. Oh, I'm stressed now. Oh!
Oh.
Okay. And Azkara, how are you going about doing this?
So, I am just with one of them. Because after yesterday, I'm just like, I'm not doing anything. So I'm just with one of them, standing behind them as like
pulling.
a muscle.
You are actually taking the place of Riel's cart horse right now, just pulling his cart around like with one hand, like it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and like if they're trying to intimidate anyone, I'm just standing behind them, like as like the muscle. Like I'm just there. Like I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna find this guy.
You are the bodyguard and also the pack horse for Riel.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm stuck with this group, but I don't feel like doing anything, so I'm just gonna drag stuff around.
All right. So
and
Riel,
stand
go ahead and roll +2 persuasion again.
Alright.
So Riel, go ahead and click that +2 and roll persuasion in the chat.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't hear you. I was.
No worries.
Persuasion. Sorry, computer's being kind of slow.
Oh.
Okay. So that's the new roll because Azkara was helping
Ooh.
you, right? So you got advantage, which
Oh.
means you roll it again. Does that make sense?
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we have a 12, a 17, a 6, and a 22. So I'm going to say that that averages out. I realize this is and an 18. And I realize that this is a very rough and might not be correct average, but I'm going to say that's, you met a DC 15, essentially, for this. So you find out everything that you need to know, but not anything extra, right? So you know where his house is. You know what time he's normally there, what time he's normally not there. You know that there are 3 windows facing the street, that his office is on the 2nd floor, things like that, but you don't necessarily know like the innermost workings of his business deals, because that would require a higher DC than what you guys got.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So from this point, you guys can essentially use what you know to make a plan. And what that plan is going to do is it's going to give you a +2 to all stealth rolls for this encounter.
Oof.
Okay.
Okay? So, I don't have a map for this one because that's not how this works. There are going to be guards, and they're going to be based on their passive perception, which I know and you don't know. You guys are going to be making stealth rolls and telling me what you're going to do, and I'm just going to tell you whether you succeeded or failed, and you don't know. You are sneaking around this guy's house, and you don't know if anyone's going to see you or try to fight you. But you do know that if they find out that you're there, you fail the whole mission.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
This is sneak or bust, okay?
Okay.
I'll require.
Now, you are in a party, right? There are 5 of you.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to send all 5 of you in. Does that make sense? Like, you can choose to just send the sneaky people in, or
Yeah.
you can choose to send everybody in and have the sneaky people help the less sneaky people, or you can choose to murder everybody in the entire house and, they can't set the alarm because they're all dead. It's up to you how you want to play this.
Oh boy.
That last
I mean,
one I would not be
technically-
super happy with, but, like, I would let
Yeah.
you do it. I'm not going to prevent you from doing anything. I am going to, let's say, strongly suggest that you don't play murder hobos. So your objective is to sneak into Thurgil's office, take back Rosalie's tax documents, and then basically anything else that isn't bolted down you can take if you want to. Thoughts?
Okay. So you said something about 3 windows facing the street.
There are 3 windows facing the street. 2 of them are from the master bedroom. 1 of them is from the office.
One of them is from the office. Okay. And this is a well-traveled street.
It's it's a residential street. It's not like on the tradeway per se. But there's definitely foot traffic on this street. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
By now, about what time is it?
It's about 11 a.m.
And at this time exactly, do we know this is the time where he's gone? Then around this time.
One more time with that. I'm
They're
sorry.
gone. Sorry. Around this time is this one of the times where he's here or gone?
He's gone. He's going to be gone for the next 3 hours.
Okay.
He does something from 10 to 4 every day. So you're it's 11 o'clock now, so you've got 3 hours left before he normally comes home.
So I think as far as the plan goes, I would probably convey to the group that like not even in maybe a super verbal way, but I would just like look down at my huge self and just be like, it makes no sense for me to like go in there. So
Okay.
I would probably, be in like the vicinity, keeping an eye on them, but also not necessarily, just maybe, I don't know what's around, but probably just trying to, survey the area while they're doing the mission rather than actually going in and being this huge clunky person in the house, where, yeah.
Okay. And you guys you're in an alley, like not a dark, dank, suspicious alley, but you're just like kind of hanging out in an alleyway where the random passersby aren't really paying you any attention. So you can easily talk to each other and come up with a plan here, as long as you're not like shouting, right?
Yeah.
And then we take.
What was that?
I was just trying to start
And
yelling.
then we throw this person through the window.
Oh God.
Actually, Azkara.
Azkara, make an athletics check. Song, make an acrobatics
Oh
check.
boy.
Oh no.
We're not throwing. No, I'm not throwing people through the window.
Oh, at least a boost, maybe. Just real quick, so I could like, get into that
I
window.
mean, I can lift you to the window, but I'm not gonna throw you.
And, whatever kind of engine, it's got to be pretty quick, because.
So there is something to be done here. All of you have the I'm sorry, 3 of you of the 5 have the basic lacing ability. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do those do? So who are my 3 lacers are Aspen, Oki, and Riel. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So Aspen, you are what element?
Wood element.
Wood. So what can you do with the wood element?
I can change the shapes of certain wood.
Okay.
And those I
So
can...
you could conceivably create a ladder in the wall of a wooden house, or you could make a door in the wall of a wooden house where there was not one before.
Is this a wooden
Oki.
house though, or is it?
It is
made
a
of
wooden house.
stone?
Yeah, it's mostly wood. There is some like what do you call that stuff? Like kind of cement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wattle
like
and
a-
daub
like
kind of
a-
thing, but set
yeah.
into a wood frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Like for the higher floors.
Yeah.
But there's like wood is the main force of this structure. Oki, what do you have influence over? Oki?
Talking to myself again. I muted my mic. This is. I suddenly had a full-on conversation. So mine's is water. I don't know if basic water lacing is enough to create a mist. Like so, like all of a sudden, like a kind of fog comes down, but also that might make it suspicious. So.
Okay, but so yeah, absolutely. With water, you could do something like make a fog, very slowly make a fog come up around the area, and it might be suspicious, but it would get the job done, right? Like it would obscure the area a little bit and make stealth checks at a little bit more advantage.
So that's obviously on the approach of the building, which is something I was trying. That I suggested earlier, but turns out my mic was muted. So.
Okay, no worries. And Riel, what's your element?
Air.
Air. So what does air do, per se? What's your basic lacing ability do?
It's like I can create like a center effect using air, and like I can like make things kind of move a little bit, or I can do like a blast of air.
Can you do things like open windows with air?
I think so. If it's like a good enough push, I think I can, open
Pretty
up
sure you
stuff.
can. So
yeah.
theoretically here, with your basic lacing abilities, and this is one of those things that I won't be telling you how to use these after level 3 kind of deal. But
Yeah.
theoretically here, Oki could make a fog, Aspen could make a ladder or a door, and Riel could make sure that the window is open when you get up there, whoever's climbing up there, while Azkara keeps watch, and Song does the infiltration or something, right?
As I throw her. No, I'm not throwing her.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that any of this is how you should do it. I'm just saying, like, I want to present all of these options to you as, like, in terms of this is how teamwork goes, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as long as you're happy for me to
I
do
have
the fog.
created all of these scenarios in my head so that if you all work together, it'll be a lot easier for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
Watch us
definitely.
just kill everyone instead.
Or you can murder everyone, and then I'm gonna make it hard mode for you later.
No.
That's up to you.
Oh boy.
no,
Well,
what?
my original plan was to see if it was okay to be able to create a mist at my level. So if I'm already able to do that, it's something I'm happy to do. Make a fog.
You won't be able to do this in combat, but you can do it for this situation.
Right, that's good.
Like
That's
there's a fog cloud spell that you'll be able to get at higher key levels that you could use in combat, but right now it takes like pretty much all of your concentration to do this, so you would not be able to do this in a combat scenario, but you can do it right now because this is a social scenario, right?
That's fine. That's good. That is something that I was wanting to throw out there. So hey, that's happy.
Yeah.
Happy.
Okay. So Oki starts creating a fog, and it's very slow. It's very gradual, right? And this isn't. It's not because he's not good at what he's doing. This is amazing to all of you. You've never seen anything like this. But, you know, in this, this Fire Nation city, which is very temperate, all of a sudden, this kind of just gentle fog starts to kind of coalesce. It's not like a fog machine where it's kind of spurting out of one area. It's like the air just gets gradually thicker and thicker and thicker with this fog until it's almost difficult to see. And you guys are all pretty freaking impressed by this because Oki's doing some hard work here, right? Like if you were to look at him, you would see like he is straining to pull this off, right? Like that he is doing work here. So Aspen, you're up. How are you gonna? You need to get somebody either to the office window or into the first floor. What do you think might be easier for you? Like creating handholds from the wood, or like just making a door in the bottom floor? It's up to you. You can, however, ask your party members what they would prefer. It's, Aspen?
Sorry, I was away for a bit. I didn't catch what you guys were talking about.
Oh, no worries. So we were talking about a method to infiltrate this place, and what we had kind of said as a party that would use all of your abilities is that Oki was going to create a fog, and then you were, with your wood bending, wood lacing, either going to create, like, footholds up to the window, or, like, just make a door that used to be a wall with your wood lacing in the first floor. And then somebody would have to like sneak up to the second floor from there. So that's up to you which one of those kind of fits you better. And then Riel is going to kind of blow the window open for the office with his air lacing, so that your party would have the ability to either escape or infiltrate or toss documents down or whatever.
Okay.
So it's kind of up to you and Song and Riel how you approach this, because there's a second story window that you know is the office, but like how you get there is up to the three of you.
So do you guys want to scope out the place or just go straight for the documents?
I think in that, well, at least what we're looking for is in that office. Song, what do you think?
Well, a little bit of nerves right now, but I think getting the documents is priority right now. Any other treasure hunting I can do freelance style, but in the office, in and out. What do you
All
think?
right,
Okay.
that's fair enough. And then I
Okay.
just start making a little ladder towards the window.
Yeah. So basically, like it's one of these houses that kind of like the structure is made out of wood, but there's also like that kind of like white concrete, like Shakespearean England type. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of house.
Yeah.
Where like the bottom
Yeah.
floor is all wood, but then the top floors are like the beams with the concrete in the middle. And what you do, Aspen, is you start just making like some of those wood pieces just kind of like push out to make like these nice firm handholds and footholds for Song. So Song, this is to you, this is as easy as climbing a ladder. I mean, it's nothing. You don't even have to roll for this. It's crazy easy to climb because Aspen is doing his thing. Riel,
work.
you're using your air lacing to open the window.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly.
Okay, so Song, right as you get up towards the bottom of the window, you see it just kind of like swings open on a nice gentle breeze, and you kind of like look back down, and Riel is like he's a little bit winded, like panting a little bit, but he's like kind of gives you the high sign, like he's good.
Yes. Woo.
So Song, roll stealth for me to sneak in
Okay.
through the window.
Tower or open?
Open's fine.
Okay. Oh, scared.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's I just want everybody to look at this. This is a double proficiency roll for Song. Luckily for you, Song, I said earlier that you have a +2 to stealth for this, right?
Oh.
Oh my god.
So that comes out to an 11, which is
Oh.
past
So
the
she-
DC 10.
So, things that actually
Wow.
happen, her toe catches on the window, and you see this happen, that she kind of tumbles into the room.
And all of you just like wince and cringe a little bit, like, oh god, we sent this woman in here.
Just a single thumbs up from the window. Just like, yeah. Nailed it.
And then just the hand comes back out the window with a thumbs up. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
You're doing great, Song.
All right. So, Song, you are the only one in here. As Kara, I need you to roll perception for me.
Okay. Where do I do that? Okay, I think I see it. I go, that 12. That's on the senses, and is it there?
Go to skills.
On my main sheet? Oh, it's on
Nope.
skills.
Go
Okay.
to skills and then grab the perception
Okay, this might not work, but I'll still
by the
do
+2.
It
Holy
did
crap!
It.
critical
Yeah.
perception.
Your eyes glow with an eldritch aura as you notice everything in the city. No, but really,
Oh
you
my
see
God.
everything around you, and there's nothing, like, nobody noticed you're here. Everything is cool.
Okay.
And if
Cool.
anybody comes around, you will notice them immediately. Because
Yeah,
crit
like
success.
they've been doing this whole thing, right? Like everyone's just like doing their like different, lacing abilities and stuff. And then you just see Askar just standing there looking like she's doing nothing, but she is hyper focused on
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
everything. Like
Oh,
every
yeah.
person that passes, she is like, it's almost like, when you've seen like those hacker films or like or something where like you see like almost like a screen of like
Yeah, you see like their
It sees
stats
every
pop up next
person
to their
zoomed
heads
in.
and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
she's like going like, all right, oh, they're not a threat, they're not a threat. All right,
You
we're
have
good.
you have
She's
that
just
you have that
doing
that
so.
shooter like radar in your corner there, the mini map of like who's hostile and who's not. Like, you know exactly where
Super
everybody is.
guard
Yeah.
you're good.
mentality. Like, awesome.
Born identity
Oh.
levels of like, just like, oh, this.
Yes.
Miss Weapon
I love
identity. Yes. All right, Song. I need you to roll me investigation to find what you're looking for,
Yay, minus
and
one
you can go
intelligence.
ahead and
Okay,
add that
so-
+2.
Oh! Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's do this thing. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So that's a 13 of, if I were an important document, where would I hide?
Yes. So you do find the documents from Mosley's Tavern. You do not find anything else of value.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had DC set here. You didn't meet the second level DC. You find Rosalie's
Okay.
documents with a DC 10. You don't find anything else super interesting that would have been a DC 15.
Okay. Well, I'm not about to push my luck with that graceful entrance, so...
Yeah. You can explore other rooms if you'd like to, or you can investigate specific things in this room if you'd like to. That is up to you. Your party, however, you know, Oki's not going to be able to keep this up forever.
Yeah. She's exiting. This was all she was asked to do. This is what she's going to do. And plus,
Okay.
she's worried about the guards, supposedly, that are coming out.
Okay, so you scramble back down. Oki breathes a sigh of relief as you touch the ground, and he lets the mist go, and it kind of dissipates. Riel, you kind of like concentrate one last time, have a push, and the window slides shut again.
Okay. That's what I was about to ask. All right.
And Aspen, I'm gonna need you to roll, because you're using your element twice. I'm gonna need you to roll. Crap. What did I say your primary was? Wisdom. So roll a wisdom ability check at +2. So click the +2 button and then go to the main tab and roll wisdom ability. Yeah, okay,
I
so
thought
you
that
beat
was
the
a 1
DC
for a
10.
second.
So you are just able to like withdraw all of those handholds back into the wood before your like basic lacing abilities kind of give out, right? Because this is, you guys are using things that are supposed to be little simple parlor tricks to like do real work. So the amount of concentration and effort that goes into this is hardcore, right? Like I want you to understand, you guys just did a massive thing here, right? Like
Yeah.
my lacers, you did some work, right? And Song and Eskara, you guys are both just kind of like, you're happy with who you are, but you also understand the lengths that these guys just went through to accomplish this task, right? Like Eskara,
Oh, yeah.
everybody knows that Eskara could have seen anything that was coming up, and like even though it was just her standing there, like that was important to the party. And Song climbing up the wall and being sneaky or not, whatever. Like everybody understands that
Eskara
everybody
probably,
else
like,
was
looks
like
at-
doing a thing. Is that fair? Like
Yeah.
you guys are gaining
Yeah.
respect for each
Yeah.
other as
I mean-
as characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably like look at the laces and I'm like, am I gonna need to carry someone again? Like specifically looking at Oki, like, do I need to? Is he alright?
You doing okay? You good?
Yeah, right.
No, they're perfectly healthy. They're winded. You
Yeah.
know, it's like Eskara. It's like how you would look at the end of a day of training. Or Song. It's like how you would look at the end of a successful escape from the guards. Right? Like they did the thing correctly, but it's hard. It's very difficult. And you all are gaining a new respect for each other in doing these things, of like realizing that not only can you accomplish these tasks, but that you're willing to extend the effort to accomplish these tasks for the betterment of the party.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because
Makes
that's what these things are all about, right? Is like making you guys into a team, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Song's
Cool.
been looking over her shoulder like, we're good? Nobody's seen us, right?
Nope.
So you've got that. and that's done. The last thing to do is the merchant thing, and it is still the middle of the day. So there's no time like the present to find and purchase the items that Rosalie needs.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
One more task, guys.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
successful. And this time I didn't go unconscious.
Didn't even have to kill anyone.
No.
And like you just see her like say out like stone face, like just upset.
I think he means get to.
I'm just gonna knock on wood.
It's funny
mean,
because it's
Aspen-
lacing.
Aspen
Yeah.
can help with that for sure. So you guys head to the Grand Market, right?
Right.
Yep.
And who's taking lead in the Grand Market? Muriel.
I would definitely take it there. Like this is like my
this is where you live. This
I'm
is
at home,
your
like-
jam, right?
yeah, like I got it. Like I might even like wave at a couple people here and there, like that I may like recognize or something. You know,
Yeah,
just-
they know you. So you actually have, because have you sold here before in Taitung? Like it's far away from where you would normally go, but have you been here before?
I think I've been here like maybe a couple times, like not a lot, but I do go out further sometimes, not too far a lot of times, but
Okay.
probably a few times.
So here's the thing. Because you're a merchant, you're gonna have people who like you and people who hate you here. Like the people that are, good merchants and the people that are bad merchants and the people that are competitors versus people that don't care about what you're selling, that kind of thing.
Right.
So here's the deal, Riel. You know who to talk to. But if you talk to them, it's gonna be normal. If you tell somebody else everything that they need to know to talk to them, they will have a +5.
Oh,
Boy.
interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so as a merchant, you know all the info about your competitors, right? You know exactly the right way to approach them. But your competitors know that you know the right way to approach them, so they could change it up. But if you send in a party member with the info that you have about that person, they would get a huge bonus to interacting with that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So you're gonna say who to talk to, and then you're gonna help the person that actually talks to them by telling them about that merchant. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, cool. So the first person that you need to talk to is the crap, I had a title for this person. The Undersecretary of Commerce, and that's the person that you talk to when you want to set up shop in the market.
Got it. Okay.
And this person, Riel, is very motivated by essentially status and prestige. They don't really care, like they're not going to accept a bribe, but if they think that something would make the market better that they could like take credit for, they're all about it.
Okay. So I think we're sort of off in like in a bit of like an area, like a little bit off to the side, but where we can see where like a lot of like people are, and I kind of just like point, like we're kind of like I kind of imagine we're kind of standing, sort of off, and I kind of point like, oh, like over there, and I kind of describe him so that they know who I'm talking about, and they go, yeah. I kind of relay that information, like he likes anything that can like kind of have like prestige, and he's very focused on making the market better, kind of just
Okay.
kind of
Yeah, for sure.
quietly telling me
this person is the person who knows where every booth is, right? Because he's the one in charge of like assigning booth slots to people. So pick one of your party members to send over to the Undersecretary of Commerce to find out where the booth is that sells the thing you're looking for.
Okay. You said anything that would like.
And again, this person's impressed by prestige and honor
Right.
and that kind of thing. So does any of your party members feel like they might be better to talk to him
I
about?
think I'm leaning towards sending Ascar.
She looks at you and just like shakes her head, like she's like, no.
Okay, so Ascara is not the right choice for that. Anyone else?
Because she like just knows that she is not great at talking to people, so she's just like, even though I am from like this area, but I feel like, I feel like that would fall through really quickly. So she's just like,
so that makes sense, because this person might see you as kind of like a country bumpkin, right? Like that, even if you were
yeah,
a Star Guard
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So does anyone here have like standing in the place that they come from? Okay.
I
What am I thinking too?
I don't really know if I have standing. Like, I'm not exactly.
But you have that whole like honorable, like upstanding, like I do what the tribe says. The elders are happy with me, like that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing. My character.
So you know how to interact with that kind of person, is what I'm saying, right?
My character should, yes.
Yeah. So there you go. So Riel's gonna help Oki do this. So Oki, you're gonna go talk to this guy with a +5.
Okay.
And let me see what you have here. So you're gonna use insight at a +5. So click the +5 button, and then roll insight.
Oh, actually. Wrong thing, Blake.
Yes.
Yeah. So right, I'm doing this on purpose, guys. Don't just trust me here, okay? So with a 24 total roll on that, this guy's like, oh yeah, that guy, yeah, his booth is right over there, and you know what? Tell him that Tellim sent you. His name is Tellim, T-E-L-I-M. Tell him that Tellim sent you.
Tell him sent me.
And he'll give you the goods. So you can you take this back to your group, and you go back to Riel and you say, okay, so Tellim said, just tell him sent me, and that'll like get you the goods, right?
Yeah.
And Riel, you realize that that's not the final step here, right? That's one step towards the goal. So now you know who you have to talk to, and you have an in. But now you need to get that price down, because there's no way you guys can afford the things that Rosalie is asking for.
Oh yeah.
So how do you get the price down on an item? There's two ways, right? You can haggle or you can intimidate.
Right.
And you know this as a merchant. So you have 3 other party members. You can't use Oki again, but you have 3 other party members that you can use to either haggle or intimidate with this merchant.
Right. Okay. Wow. In haggle or intimidate. I mean, you're a pretty big, angry-looking person.
We all know who he's talking
This time when he like looks to me to send me, instead of like shaking my head, Miss Weapon. As soon as she looks at me this time, I'm kind of like nodding my head, like, okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I would like to take song with.
Kind of like readjusting some of your weapons to like hang more fully over your shoulders and like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like pulling everything to the front, like I like have one in my hand, just think, But I'd like to take song with me. I like to take song because I think
Riel,
that,
you're gonna send Ascara to intimidate this merchant into a lower price.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Like, is that I mean, I feel like business is business, and you do what you can, right? But it's up to you. If you wouldn't do this, don't do this.
I mean, the thing is, like, there's apparently some really big things at stake, and as long as she doesn't actually, like, I don't think she's gonna hurt the guy, because that wasn't, like, part of the job description.
Well, that's fine.
So I feel...
Yeah, right. And you know her a little bit now. You know she doesn't, you know, she only cuts people in half when she has to.
Exactly. I don't feel like she's gonna come, like,
boy.
just like, oh, take a helper to the face. Like, I don't think...
Right, right.
I've been
So you're just
Jason
gonna
and your
send this
there.
giant barbarian strapped with all these weapons over there to ask very nicely about things, and not be
It's all
intimidating at all. Cough, cough. Right?
Right. Yeah. No, not at all.
Okay. So Azkara, roll intimidation for me with a +5.
Ooh. Oh no. Azkara, are you okay?
She can get back in, like, she have to...
Oh,
She did not disconnect from the table per se.
I still see her in the call, but...
Azkara, can you hear us?
Restart Discord really quick.
Boo.
it could be just some connection issues with Discord.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Discord right now, honestly.
Yeah, I dropped out like right at that moment.
Oh,
Was like, we need
Azkara, you're back.
Azkara, and then she's
Okay.
gone. Yeah.
Okay, so what we need you to do, are you back on Fantasy Grounds as well?
Yeah. I think I always was.
Okay.
It's
so,
just the Discord.
Down in the bottom left, click the +5, like to the right of advantage, and then roll intimidation in the chat.
Okay. +5 and
Yes.
Yeah, that'll
Nice.
do it.
You're
All right,
right.
so you walk up to this
ask me
vendor's
before I dropped
booth.
out. Is it just me, or do I have Song with me?
No, it's just you. Like, you just walk up to this vendor's booth with 1,800 weapons strapped all over you, and you're, like, clearly this giant, like, very fit
Dangling.
barbarian. And you're like, hey, do you have these wares? And he's like, yes. And you're like, you're gonna sell them to me.
Oh god.
And he's like,
I can definitely do that voice. Mhm.
but I don't know. Somebody else might pay me more. And you're like, no, they won't.
I can't pay you more if you're dead.
They can't pay. Well, you can't use the money if you're dead.
This is no longer my character. This is
I'm using my black metal voice right now. I'm sorry. No, it's I'm kidding. This is
I know.
absolutely not how it goes.
God.
I'm just making fun. But so you walk up. You're very intimidating towards this person. How does this play out for you?
Yeah, it's not that. So I think we talked about her, having that ability to kind of intimidate, and it's weird because she's
Oh
very
yeah, and
awkward.
you have your command
normally.
voice as well.
Command voice, yeah. So I think she's really awkward most times because she doesn't like doing these things. She's been taught to like be a god and all this, but it's kind of like she has to turn it on. So when she leaves the group and they kind of tell her, hey, you have to go to talk to this guy, she's rolling her eyes, she's kind of uncomfortable, shifting. But once she walks up to him, her shoulders, go back and down, and her chin is up a little bit more, and she almost grows like an extra inch or two, which is even scarier. And she, catches him kind of off guard. Maybe he's already talking to someone else. And because she interrupts him, because she cuts in at the middle of his conversation, she catches him so off guard that she doesn't even, really finish her sentence. She's just like, hey, I need, X, Y, and Z and so on. And he's just so caught off guard by this looming person over him that he's just like, yeah, okay. And she doesn't even have to heckle. She just gives him the amount of money she wants to give him. She just hands him a certain amount of money, and he's just like, he almost like got shocked into like autopilot. Like he's not even sure what he's selling her. He just
Right, just pockets what you gave him and like moves on to the next client. Gotcha.
yeah.
I love it.
Okay. So you guys end up with, and Oscara, you're gonna take 5 gold away from what you currently have.
Okay. I have to go to party for that, right?
No, in
Party
your
fee?
character in the inventory.
Inventory, yeah. Okay. And where do I go for that? Scroll down.
Yeah, if you scroll down on your inventory.
Oh, treasure, yeah. Okay, so I see GP, so then I okay, cool. So I have
Yeah,
9
just take
now.
5 away from that, so you have 6.
Cool. Okay.
Song will probably ask you how much it cost and, try to do some quick math in her head.
Yeah,
Give you
does anybody else want to
something.
contribute to this thing that she just spent 5 gold on?
That's a lot of gold, man.
It really is. At this
Yeah,
level.
all this, it's 5 gold. There's 5 people. I say 1 gold each seems fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody
Let's
subtract
subtract
1
from
gold
my treasure.
from what you've got.
Done.
Okay.
Doesn't
Is
help
that-
us at all if Miss
Did
Weapons
everybody do
cannot
that?
afford her
Everybody.
weapons.
So Riel, you
Yeah.
took away 1 gold, and Oki, you took away 1 gold, and Aspen, you took
Yep.
away 1 gold. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So I'll set.
I think
Escara
I'll probably
back to
kind of
10.
look at them and I'm like, I have a feeling what Rosalie gives us is worth more than this, so it's okay, really.
Yeah, but at
Do
the
it.
same time, it's good to split it up amongst the party, right?
Yes.
And if we don't have each other's backs, who can we
Yeah,
trust?
basically. Okay, so you have this bundle, and it is tied, and it has a seal on the top of it. You don't know what's actually in this thing that you purchased, but you know Rosalie wants it.
Right.
And the seal itself is easily breakable, but if you break it, then like it would be, you can't put it back together,
Noticeable.
right? Like they would know that you broke it, and you were told to just bring it back to her, right?
Mhm.
So everybody headed back to the tavern now. You've completed 2 more tasks, which is all 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think as-
It's about, let's say, 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Anything else that you need to do out in the city, or are we headed back to the tavern?
No,
I
I
might
think
need
we're
a
heading back.
whetstone.
I think we're done. I've got a little information I could from this town and everything, so I think it's time to head back.
I need to fix my sword later.
I think on our way
Rubber.
back, we just say like, I don't know how, but somehow the thing with the merchant was scarier than Song breaking into that house.
And that's the thing. So Riel, when you're saying this to your party, but you're also realizing to yourself like how useful you are to a party like this, right? Where you didn't think that a merchant
Right.
would necessarily be an adventurer, but now you're kind of realizing like you have this ability to give people information in certain situations that allows the party to accomplish things that it wouldn't normally be able to accomplish, right?
Yeah, he's definitely more used to being like solo and kind of doing. He's never really thought of himself as a part of a party, so it's really interesting. for him
Right,
to kinda
and
like,
and Oki, you knew from the combat, like even though you didn't stay up the whole time, dude, you one shot at a guy. Like that's crazy, right? I mean that's, you did the thing.
Yeah, and then also was brought back by my party members who showed a sign of trust.
Yeah,
I've got a
absolutely.
newfound respect for them.
Aspen, you had a great like kind of mixture there of like you were useful in combat and you were super useful in the theft kind of thing. So you get like how you kind of fit into this party. As Kara, again, you get how you were super useful in combat, but you were also super useful in, you know, other ways for this group. And Song, same thing. You were sneaky, maybe not as sneaky as you wanted to be, but the sneak attack damages, you took out that bandit, you know. So at this point, you guys, as you head back to the tavern, I want you to kind of feel that like we are stronger together kind of energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. The
You-
fact of how everybody's like lacing and other skills came into the whole theft has opened Oki's eyes to teamwork.
Excellent. So you get back to the inn. Rosalie comes out from the back room, sets her golden key into the table and turns it.
Silver key, ready to go.
Yep, we're used to this now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all do the thing. The curtains come down. The shimmering starts. The background noises fade out. And she says, "So, you have completed all of the errands that I asked you to complete?"
Yeah,
We have.
As promised.
we deliver.
So, what have you done? She asks about the combat mission. Did you get the stamp of my employee where the bandit's taken care of?
Who asked that letter? It was Ascara. Did you have the letter?
Yeah, I think I would have had that letter, yeah, that he stamped.
Okay.
So I would just put it on the table, and like when she asks like if the bandits were taken care of, my face just looks like very like grim, and like my jaw is just like tense because like we take care of that, but
Song giggles.
Okay. So you set the letter on the table, and she just kind of like runs her thumb over the seal, and you can see as she runs her thumb over it, it like kind of sparkles a little bit behind where her touch is. And she kind of smiles and nods, and she says, "And the second matter, the theft. Were you able to recover the things I asked you for?"
Song
you have
reaches
those.
into her tunic and pulls out the papers, drops them on the table. Says, "Here you
Okay.
go."
She riffles through them a little bit, hands them off to a person who you didn't realize was still in this circle with you, but it's one of her attendants, the one that was carrying the papers before. And he kind of like riffles through them as well, nods to her. She looks back to you and nods, and says, "And the other matter, the thing I asked you to acquire?"
Yeah, I
this
think
is
I
gonna
would still be holding
Riel.
on to that. Yeah.
No, this is going to be Riel,
Oh.
the person with the trade
Okay,
goods.
so yeah, I probably would have handed it to him at some point. Yeah.
I just kind of hand it over to her.
Okay, just like kind of pushing the bundle across the table. She cracks the seal, opens the wrapping, kind of looks inside, hands it to the person beside her, who like rushes it over to the bartender, and she nods to all of you and she says, "Thank you very much for completing these tasks. I can now give you your rewards for this these damn it. I lost
Endeavors.
it. But endeavors, yeah, there we go. Thank you. Sorry. So she hands over a writ of passage on an airship.
Ooh.
Oh, awesome.
And what that means is basically, if you had chosen not to do these, you would have had to do overland travel to get to the monastery. And it would have taken you like pretty much a whole session. You would have had fights and stuff. She has
Wow,
rented
yo.
you an airship because you did these things for her, which is,
Oh, crap.
I want you to understand, this is insanely expensive. right?
Mhm.
There's like 5 of these things in the whole world, and she has managed to get you on one, which means that at the start of next session, you will already be at the monastery, which is like 1,200 miles
gosh.
away.
Jeez.
Awesome.
Pretty impressive.
Y'all looked at me funny at the beginning, like, no, we don't want to stay here. Scarlet's being dumb.
So,
Hey.
that is where we're going to end our session today. You guys all have passage on this airship, and this is the luxury shit, right? Like, this is when you do your RP between now and 2 weeks from now, you are on this airship. You can't get off. You can't see much below you because it's so far below you. But if you want to do interactions between the 5 of you, that's perfectly okay. And just assume that like every conceivable luxury exists on this airship, because only the insanely rich can afford passage on this thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the upper decks of the Titanic kind of thing, right?
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is all that I have for you right now. You're going to be going to the man, I forget what it's called, Ugan Kampa whatever monastery for next time to meet the Oracle. You have free passage on this airship, and you have 2 weeks to roleplay the crap out of this in the My Cabbages chat, which is the in-character chat. Feel free to use the Lacers Lounge in any way that you would like for, memes or whatever like that. I would assume at this point that you all are okay. But as this is the end of our characters, or the end of our first session, rather, let me finish this stream, and then I want you all to hang out here for another like 5 minutes if you're all okay with that.
Sounds good to me.